All right. Hi, everybody. You just missed it. We were just discussing the finer points of the TV show Chips and the two celebrities who were the star of that. One's pretty obvious. It's whether or not you can list the second one, but we're going to leave that up to you. We did get the answer. Actually, it was Kaylee who got the
You
correct
got
full
half of
answer.
it.
I got half of it, but I mean, first names are really easy. You can just shout out some sort of first name, and then there you go. But getting the last name, that's the see. The first name would not have gotten me the money if we were doing this in Jeopardy format. That just would not have happened. So,
Kaylee won absolutely nothing.
yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
that's
I
great.
won a wonderful game run by Chris.
Aw, thank
Okay,
you.
fair, fair.
Yeah, so actually let's talk about the game actually instead of Chips, although Chips was a good show. But this is actually I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna say for what we're doing here, this is a much better show than Chips. So yes, welcome to now I gotta get back to where I was starting here. Welcome everybody to Savage Battlelords of the 23rd Century. We are playing the Savage Worlds adaptation of this venerable sci-fi future fighting game. Battlelords itself is actually in its seventh edition, but like I said, this is the Savage Worlds adaptation, and the Savage Worlds Kickstarter for this actually started today. It's going to be going on for the next month or few. I want to say maybe 34 days is the total length of time. So definitely go on to Kickstarter, and if you just search Battlelords, you'll find it. Definitely pops up there for you. So, so yeah, this is our third and final session of this little mini series called The Escape. And we're going to talk about what happened last session here briefly. And we're going to introduce our players, and they're going to tell you about their characters here shortly. But I do want to call one bit of attention here. If you notice, if you've been here for the previous two sessions, you'll notice that one thing is different, and that Sean, the player who played played Rage, the Irdani, is not with us tonight. So instead, sitting in his place and doing a fine, fine job, and I'm saying that predictively, is John, who is, in a certain sense, our boss here at Rook and Rasp. So, and John's going to introduce himself shortly again here as well. Let's see. We covered Savage Worlds rules in general the previous two episodes, so we're not going to go into too much detail there. Let's go around and we'll have the players introduce themselves and their characters, and then we'll do our recap, and we'll draw our adventure deck cards, and we'll award some things, and then we'll do a little recap, and let's go. So let's actually start with John. John, tell us who you are playing and who you are.
Well, hi everyone. Yes, I am John, and tonight I am playing Rage the Eridani, which is a mohawked kind of combat-centric character, all about the sword and fighting, and never should be without my weapon. And I am, of course, filling the seat for our other player tonight, Sean. But there are two things I can do really well, and that is sit and fill a seat. So that's what I'm here to do.
Well done. Well done. Yes, indeed. All right. I'm not saying the bar is low, but no. Next
Wow.
up is next up, Kaylee. Let's hear who you are playing.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm playing Spaz, the Mudachan, who is he's a short, hyper excitable, hyper intelligent, for the lack of a better term, sci-fi mage who likes to blow things up with elemental abilities that he uses by tapping into the vast powers of the universe. Oh,
And
and I
Magic.
get tweets from Ra. So
yes, that's very true. And you actually tap into those powers quite well, as we
thank
have
you.
seen. Yes, very
Thank you, voice
effective.
in the sky.
Speaking of Rawl, who you get sweets from, let's hear about Rawl, and that would be Revna.
Hi, I'm Revna. You guys generally see me in chat, hanging around and causing mayhem. But tonight I am playing Raul the Siserac, which is a tiger-like, well, they are tigers, capable of standing on their hind legs when they choose to, though Raul does not very often. She is a warrior culture, and unfortunately her culture believes that men belong in chains, and she's starting to see that That's not true. She has her band of brothers and she values them much more highly than stupid tradition.
Interesting, and we'll talk about those male Scissorx here shortly. But first, let's wrap up our play introductions here with Stevie. Stevie, who are you playing?
Hey y'all, my name is Stevie. I use he, him, himself pronouns, and I'm playing Chaos, the Orion, aka a space elf, who's a roguelike uh, Orion with poor impulse control, a fear of heights, but some really cool shades. But can he learn? Is there more behind the shades?
Maybe
Yeah.
we will. And the shades have definitely been an integral part of Chaos over the course of these past two episodes, as has been Chaos's ability to hack computer systems, even with only what a D4, I believe, in hacking. Yet you've been very
Mm-hmm.
effective, which has been pretty impressive. So those are our four heroes. Let's talk a little bit about what happened last session. Now we started our heroes had escaped from a prison. We didn't necessarily go into too much detail as to why they were there, but they did escape this prison, which was being run by a alien species known as the Fentari, which are like a sort of a bipedal, almost squid-like species. It culminated in the death of the warden, who was blown into various pieces, I believe, by Rawls' back-mounted gun. From there, they fled, but in the process of their escape, they learned about a testing facility somewhere else on planet that was actually doing testing on male Scissorax. Now, of course, as was previously mentioned, male Scissorax aren't really supposed to be getting out of the space of their homeworld. So the fact that they were not on their homeworld was a bit disturbing. The heroes then, through a variety of means, got to the facility where they were, and they were about to sneak in. They had a good plan crafted, and then something really strange happened where their visions sort of began to pixelate, and strange sounds occurred. Maybe there were voices, possibly hard to tell. And then in sort of a Moon Knight-esque moment, they reappeared and everything cleared vision-wise for them, and they found themselves inside a medical testing facility. Dead bodies strewn around of Pythonians, which are bipedal snake-like creatures, and people in lab coats and gore and blood everywhere around. And against one of the walls were indeed a number of male Scissorax locked into these long, very not high cages. They went through sort of a social encounter because the Scissorax weren't necessarily too trusting of them, claiming that things had happened to them before. But through some good skills rolls and role playing, they were able to convince the Scissorax to join them, and they fled the facility only to be confronted by the facility's uh, command staff, one of which included a Pythonian that was a nemesis of Rawls. A fight ensued, everybody participated, and things were going fairly well for the characters, but not necessarily overwhelming success. But through the use of skilled adventure card playing, the cavalry showed up and helped to turn the tide. The cavalry, in this sense, being led by Zumi, the Fought pilot, who had helped them escape the prison before crashing the helicopter, which really wasn't Zumi's fault. But then we ended that session with the facility being effectively looted by the townsfolk who came to save you, yourselves as well, which, game-wise, anybody who had damaged armor has now got that fixed, so everybody's back up to full as far as that goes. And now our heroes find themselves traveling with their remaining Scissorax to a outpost or a town known as Disconsolate Valley. And there they hope to meet up with someone named Wegu, who is one of Chaos's friends, contacts, what have you. And Wegu if everything checks out right, Wegu should have a starship to get them and the Scissorax off this world and back to some semblance of civilization. So that's where we're left off, and that's where we're going to pick up. But first, a couple of things for chat. Um, one of the cool things about Savage Worlds is bennies, and bennies are little poker chips, which allow you to do a variety of different things, from drawing better initiative cards to re-rolling skill rolls to re-rolling damage to even affecting the story to a certain degree. All of our heroes here start with a base of 3, with the exception of Chaos, who actually starts with 4 because Chaos has the luck edge. And then I will award bennies as the session goes on, depending upon what they do. However, chat, you can actually buy bennies for the players, and I believe that is called Cosmic Luck. So you spend your channel points, buy some Cosmic Luck for the players. Make sure that you designate which player you want the benny to go to. And should you feel merciful, you can also bequeath a Benny to me, the Game Master. Now, I do start off with some. I start off with 1 Benny for every player, so I'm actually starting with 4. But if you want to gift me some Bennies, that would be Black Hole, comma, Sun. And then that is awarding me a Benny as well. And chat has been actually pretty kind to me as far as that goes. Most of the time, that doesn't happen to stream GMs. They don't really get much. Um, Speaking of cool things, other cool things that chat can do, Rook and Rasp has an amazing Discord channel, great community there. And one of the cool and fun things about doing online games is that usually there is a channel where you get to post relevant gifs to what's going on. There is a channel in the Rook and Rasp Discord. I believe was it GIF Choo Choo or something like that? It's, yeah.
Gift train choo
So
choo.
Gift Train Choo Choo. So by all means, please, if you're not a member, I believe you can do exclamation Discord, and that will get you a link. Yeah. So you can go in there and start posting gifts and have some fun, because it is fun. All right. So 2 last things, and then we can actually get started. One, we need to draw the adventure deck, draw a card from the adventure deck. And the adventure deck is a special Savage Worlds thing. It's a bunch of cards that allow for one shot sort of special effects to happen. Sometimes it can really throw things out of whack. Sometimes it can be a lot of fun. Last session it was perfect with the cavalry card that they were able to play, and it just really kind of helped enhance the overall story. So the only people who haven't been able to draw a card yet, I believe, have been Rev and, well, Sean, or John in this case. Um, so I think it's really between the two of you. So why don't the two of you each roll a d8, and highest number gets to draw a card.
I'd give it up for
Thanks.
you, Rev.
I know, John. I give it
Oh,
up for you too.
but of course I am here, and my rolling is infamous. I just rolled a 1, of course.
Yes.
Alrighty. I'm gonna give these a quick another. I've been shuffling them. I'm gonna give them a quick. I can't
All
do
right.
that where everybody can see because I'm not that talented and the cards are still too stiff. So
And since I'm not behind the scene, I'll just go ahead and say it. All of us, including the GM, have gotten a Benny.
Ooh, all
nice.
right. Starting
Thank you,
already.
chat.
Perfect. Thank you very
So
much, chat.
since it was between me and John, where do you want me to draw from, and I'll draw.
Oh, I always say split the deck. Go right in the middle.
That's 3 in a
Alrighty.
row. Every
That's
single one of
yes,
us split it.
three in a row. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
what we got here. Yes, play if the group is surprised. All heroes ignore the surprise and are dealt in as usual.
Oh, okay. All right. That's not
Nice.
bad. That certainly could be possible.
All right.
I'm not saying it's not.
Plan for the night,
Um,
guys. Everybody just walk right in.
just charge through because we have surprise immunity. All right, so that's the adventure deck. Oh, last 2 things. One, speaking of bennies, there was a benny that was purchased for me late in the session, basically as we were winding down. So I'm going to carry that benny over into this session because it's only fair. Somebody worked hard, spent their channel points. So now I'm starting with 6. So I'm feeling pretty good about things. Okay. Last thing. Speaking of bennies, nice segue. Because you all together as a group have really come together and bonded quite well, even though you story wise didn't know each other when we were kind of doing the background for this. You have definitely gelled into a cohesive group. I, as the GM, am going to award you all with the Common Bond Edge. And what that does, it allows, normally you can only spend bennies on yourself. But with the Common Bond Edge, you can spend bennies now on your party mates as well. So if somebody is out of bennies, you can throw one of yours for them to use. Normally, you have to take that edge, but like I said, you've all been doing, become quite the team. So there you go.
Cool.
All right, are we ready? Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Feeling
we're
good?
ready.
All right, chat, you ready? All right, I'm going to take that as a yes, even though I'm not even looking at chat at the moment. All right, so like I said, you drove, and I believe when you drove off from the prison complex, you either set it ablaze or set it to explode, I believe, right? You planted charges
Yes.
and
Yeah.
yes, trash that place. Excellent. All right. So the four of you, along with about half of the, I want to say about half of the Scissoraks have survived. Not all, some of them did die. Some were wounded, but they're still chugging along. And you have begun the trip and the journey to get to Disconsolate Valley. And you may have run into a few travelers along the way, kind of pointing you in directions to get you there. But it only takes you a few days to make the journey and arrive we'll just call it a town, I guess it would probably be the best word for it. And you can see, even as you're approaching, that it doesn't, and appropriately enough, it's in a valley, but it as a town, it looks like there was just very little urban planning that was involved here. There are buildings of a variety of sizes, all sort of mishmashed together. As you're coming down, we'll say that you're actually descending or sort of down a mountainside of sorts to look at the town. You can see that there's no real grid structure to the streets. They all kind of wind around on each other. There's even almost a certain, not bad odor to the town, but just almost a depressing sort of scent that kind of adds to the weary looking nature of this town. You certainly can see what does appear to be an area where a number of ships are currently docked. Nothing is taking off at this time, but there are definitely some ships there, and hopefully amongst them would be Wagu's ship. So before we get into the first part of this, is there anything special that any of you want to do in regards to either your approach to the town or plans that you want to make?
With my past experience with this town, is there anyone who has it out for me or who might not be too pleased that I'm coming into town? Like, would it be prudent for me to, like, pull up a hood?
I think you definitely have in the past. You and Wagu have probably made some enemies here, I would say. So at least as a preliminary form of precaution, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I sink low in the chair of the transport that we're using and pull up my hood as we pass by different alleyways. I'm like, yeah, I made out with someone in that alleyway. Oh, I got beat up in that alley. Oh, yeah, we egged some cars over there. A nice trip down memory lane.
Literally.
Nice.
Are,
Yeah,
are we in a
literally.
are we in a transport or are we walking? Did we get a vehicle to leave the facility and we're in a vehicle rather than walking, or are we walking?
You are definitely have a transport. You definitely have a transport, and my dog, who just barked, agrees with me. So, yes, you have, and I would say you probably have something to the effect of, maybe almost like a sort of a 2.5 ton transport truck, and with most of the Scissoraks are in the back. And if you needed to get a second vehicle, that easily would have been obtainable. as well if you wanted to have, like an outrider sort of thing.
And this one's really damp because if you remember that this is the one Spaz entombed in ice for a good portion
Yeah.
of the combat.
Yes.
Chaos, you want I should sit on your lap and they'll have harder time seeing you? I mean, you might have to be mindful of cannon in face, but I could sit on your lap, like Kitty.
I don't know why I would need to be. Why am I hiding? I don't understand.
Not you, Chaos. Chaos.
Oh,
Chaos.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of something else.
I'm
How
Yeah, no,
busy is
that-
it? I mean,
Mm.
are we seeing like a lot of people out on the streets?
Yeah, there's a decent amount. Go ahead and everybody make me notice rolls. Yeah, there's general foot traffic as you're driving through. There's also a number of other people who look like maybe they have jobs here in a certain way.
Got a 5?
5,
got an 8. 8.
8. All right,
I got a wild die that exploded and gave me a 10.
nice.
Well, at least got a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody got a success. And Savage Rolls, by the way, at 4 is your base target number to succeed. And then every 4 points above that is considered a raise, which usually gives you a little bit of a bonus to whatever it is that you're doing. In this case, those of you who got at least a 4, you definitely can see what looks like to be what you probably would best call the town security. But the only thing that they have unifying them is a logo that is either on their particular suit of body armor that they might be wearing or their clothing. And if you all want to make me a common knowledge roll, you can figure out exactly who this is or who it belongs to.
So-
I actually have common knowledge.
So
I
is this
Uh,
would this be related to any disreputable activities?
Yeah, actually, since you have been here before, Chaos, I'm going to give you a +2 to that roll.
Because I have the streetwise edge.
You got an 8 on yours, right? No, you got a 5 on yours, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
But then the knowledge. Oh, common knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 4 on my D4. That's always fun.
There we go.
I got an 11 on the knowledge.
11 on the common knowledge and Rawl
I got a 4. I got a 4.
4,
7.
7 in Spaz.
4.
4. All right. That is enough. Those of you who got a success in the common knowledge, you recognize the security here as belonging to the Megacorp Biocyberdyne. And one of the things in Battlelords is the mega corporations are in a lot of cases larger and more controlling than governmental forces. And anybody, especially even people like yourselves, at some point in time will work for one of the various megacorps. Now, in this case, Biocyberdyne looks like they're the ones who are handling security here in the town. Those of you who got a raise on the roll, you know that Biocyberdyne came to this world relatively recently, probably within the last 6 months or so. If it was a corporate takeover or if it was just purchased as part of a buyout from another different megacorp's division, you're not sure. You can't remember those particular details, but Biocyberdyne is relatively new to this world in that sense. There's also not a lot of corporate security presence here. What you're expecting, you expect there to be a little bit more, and you're just not seeing it. Now, going back to the original notice roll, those of you who got a raise, I believe there was an 8 and an 11. You can tell in areas where the corporate security is not, there definitely appears to be people who belong to probably some sort of crime lord or gang security of some sort. Just you could tell by the way that they're standing, how they're positioning themselves. they're in control of these particular areas that you might be driving through. Your streetwise though, Chaos, you're not recognizing there is a common theme to their either their colors or their insignia, but Chaos, you don't recognize it.
Oh, awesome.
That's what you probably think. Yeah, it may indeed be new. But eventually you can find a place where you can sort of stop, kind of take a bit of an assessment of things and start, kind of poking around and doing a little networking to see if you can find Wagyu here in town. So we're going to use the actual networking rules for Savage Worlds, and there's two ways we can go about this, and I'm going to have you guys kind of decide what you want to do. You can do it in the nice way, which would be, in this case, using your persuasion skill. And when you do that, it's basically you spend some time, you're just kind of talking people up, maybe throwing a little cash their way, that kind of stuff. So you can go about that way to try and get your information. There's also the not nice way, which involves the skill of intimidation, where you go and you basically beat it until plot comes out, is essentially how that works. So, and again, that's really kind of up to you how you want to go about your searching for or trying to find Wagyu.
I am absolutely up for whatever the group wants to do. Raul is herself looking for a couple of things that are not important to the campaign, but some of Spaz's favorite sweeties, those armored shades for Chaos, and a new scabbard for Rage, just on the sly, not telling anybody, just kind of trying to get these items for her pride mates. But if they want to beat something till something pops out, she can definitely stand beside and snarl.
Okay. What are we feeling there, group? How do we want to go
See.
about this?
Chaos tends towards like the persuasion, but is happy to also go along with an intimidation route as long as he doesn't have to get his hands necessarily dirty.
Yeah, I'm definitely
So
better at
either way.
persuasion than intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the guy that we're looking for?
Wagyu?
I think that in the case of Rage, being both clueless and aggressive, I think he's just going to walk up to the first person he sees and ask.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. In a more intimidating manner than are we thinking?
I think it starts off with just like, I'm looking for Wagyu.
Wagyu. I don't even know who you're talking about. Who's that?
Slams his hand into the wall behind him. Just
hey,
reaches
hey.
past as just like, I'm looking for Wagyu.
I mean, I might know somebody who knows something. Maybe.
Snarl. I'm just gonna snarl to enhance what he's doing, not necessarily try to intimidate on my own, but I'm gonna stand next to Rage and just snarl as this guy's like, I.
I come in.
Oh, go ahead.
I want to come in on the other side, so where Rage has pushed in the hand on the other side of the person's head, I lean up against the wall and I say, "We just want to know some stuff. That's it, and then we'll be on our merry way. Okay, so don't you worry."
Okay. What? Spaz, are you joining in this little festivity here as well, or? Oh, you're muted, Spaz.
Yes, that is true. Spaz apparently was thinking very hard and not talking out loud, using his words. He kind of looks and kind of tries to squeeze in next to Rage, but Rage is really big and bulky, and then tries to squeeze in next to, and then just like gets down, like crawls underneath Rage's legs, stands up and goes, "Yeah."
All right.
So that seems like a mix. So there.
I look at the guy, I look down at my other hand, which is holding my sword, and I look him back in the eye, and with gritted teeth I say, "Please."
All right, so I'm gonna get you some support here first before I have you make that roll, Rage. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Cass. I think this is definitely a mix. So, Cass, you were a bit more on the persuasive side of things. So I'm gonna have you make a little persuasion roll as a support roll to the intimidation. Rawl, you're essentially flexing and posing. I'm gonna let you. What do you think? Is that more
Go on. Yeah,
fighting?
maybe
Is
it's.
it strength? Is it spirit?
I
How
think
does?
that would. I think that'd be more spirit than anything. I mean,
Okay.
my strength is a little less, but I think it'd be more spirit, just trying to boost what he's doing.
All right. So make me that spirit roll, and
Yep.
then Spaz, boy. Do you have performance, or what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say, Kaylee?
He's attempting to back up Rage, obviously being tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's not. To be fair, he's not very good at either one of those things. So it's kind of a crapshoot, to be fair.
I'm gonna say I think if you're trying to be that way, I think that you're gonna be going in the intimidation route. That's what that sounds like to me. So
Yep.
go ahead, Spaz. Roll the intimidation. I saw a 7 from Rawl, which is gonna give you a +1 rage. And then what did you get, Chaos?
Got a 6.
Got a 6, which is going to be another +1, so you're at +2. And how was the intimidation roll
All right.
for
Got a
Spaz?
4.
Got a 4, which is a success. All right, so you're going to get a +3 on your intimidation roll here, Rage.
I think it's interesting that this character only has a D6 on intimidation.
Don't forget to roll that wild die too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a exploding 6 on that D6 with a 4, so that is
Nice.
10 plus. It was +1 per player, pretty much.
It was, yeah, yep. Basically, so you got a +3 going on this.
So that's 13 going in.
Okay, so each one of you comes in and adds to this as Rage continues to lean in, and we'll say that this the person that you're talking to, this first person you went up to, is also a Fot, and as each one of you successfully comes in and puts in your 2 cents or 2 credits, I guess maybe, his ears begin to start to wilt and fade back behind his head, and his little rabbit-esque mouth, his teeth start to chatter a little bit as Rage leans in, and you see his eyes nervously darting in between all 4 of you and then to the plasma sword that Rage has, and he's like, okay. Yeah, all right, fine. Yeah, I might know where Wegu is, but I mean, what do you want with him? He's already in trouble. I mean, or maybe you guys don't work for, maybe do you you're not working for him?
Working
Not for Wegu, but you're not working for the boss?
Do I look
Oh,
like
we're
corporate
working for the
cat?
boss.
Oh,
Oops. I think that happens, and it's like, oh.
perfect. I'll give you a Benny for that. That was great. Oh,
I think-
yeah, the boss. Yeah, okay. Well, okay. Well, all right. Oh, so you're just trying to find him. Suppose you got another job for him, huh? All right. Boy, yeah, I tell you, Ekoth, he's really been riding him hard ever since that he fell into debt with him. But
I know. Can't live with him. Can't live without him.
yeah, right. I know. Well, I suppose you would know more than anything else. He's an Orion like you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we go way back.
Oh, you guys are
What?
friends.
You could say that.
Oh.
What was
Yeah.
the name you just said?
He shrinks a little bit. Wegu?
The other one.
Ekoth. Yeah, the boss. Well, you know who he is, right? Ekoth Raka. I mean, everybody knows who he is around here, right? His teeth
Oh,
start
yeah,
chattering a
Boris.
little bit more.
I think most
Everybody
people who
knows
have
him.
access to, Trids knows who he is.
Oh, yeah. Um, okay. But you just want Wegu, right?
Yeah, we just got
Yeah.
another job lined up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He's his one of his ears kind of comes up, and he lifts up a paw and he points on the street. He's down there, down at Galleys. I think he's stuck in a bottle. You know, I mean, he's been pretty depressed and everything ever since. You know, I mean, you know what's happened to him. You know, so I don't need to go into that and tell you, right?
What kind of business is Ekoth in?
Oh, oh, well, I mean everything here in town. I mean he's kind of really in charge here. I mean, well, I mean not he leads in not in a legal sense, of course. You know, I mean he kind of really just does. You know, he kind of runs the town in that sense. You know, pays off. And he points over to some of the Cyberdyne guards. Pays off those guys there and smuggles things out over there. Brings other things in here, you know. I mean, right? I mean, you guys knew that, right? I mean,
Congratulations. You've just passed a test.
oh, 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 oh.
We were testing to make sure
Did I?
you knew. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you're
Shoulder.
so you're gonna tell him then for me? I mean, right?
And lucky for you, you don't have to feed 4 hungry Siserac with one of each of your body parts, so good job.
Oh, whoa. Are those male Scissorax?
Yes, they are men. Men.
Yeah. Oh.
But of course, we know we can trust you to be discreet, right?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as you tell the boss to pass the test.
Oh, you know it, baby. You know it.
Yeah. Silts. That's me. He kind of like straightens up a little bit. His ears pop back up. That's me. I'm Silts.
Nice to meet you, Silts. And he offers his hand.
Oh, he shakes it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll tell him. Hey, you know, as long as you're as long as you're gonna tell him about me, I've been keeping an eye on things. I've noticed a lot of Fentari here, and I think they're probably here because you guys know about the prison break, right?
No.
I heard. No, yeah, no. What
No.
happened?
Oh, you didn't
I
hear?
mean, there were rumors, but, no. We didn't think anything like that was possible. The Fentari are so on top of everything.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of there's been kind of the buzz. There was a break up at the main prison, like huge riot, and yeah, and there like several people escaped. There was like a helicopter that took off, and then they shot it down. I guess they didn't find any bodies though, so there's still some of the prisoners who are out and about. I mean, I don't think you four have anything to worry about, you know, because I mean, look at you. I mean, look. He kind of like points at Rage's sword and up and down his body, and being like, "Look at this guy." And I mean, just look at you. You got the gun on your back, and I mean, you guys got nothing to worry about. Well, and then I mean, and you're here.
I mean, obviously they must be quite amazing individuals with powers beyond mortal ken to have escaped the Fentari like that. I mean, I'm sure they're far away from here by now.
I'm sure. Well, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I know that like a bunch of. Now the rumor, though, speaking of that, the rumor is that the warden, he died, but they put a hat box on him, and he's not dead. And you four know, just as the characters, a hat box is a term. It's a nickname. It's a, I don't know, colloquialism. I don't even know what the hell word would be. But basically, it is a device that if you are wounded bad enough in the battlefield, you can place this device over the victim's head, and it will seal it off and put it into a cryostasis to where it can be taken to a facility, and your body can be regrown.
Interesting and troubling.
Yeah. So I that's the rumor. I don't know if it's true, but like about a few days ago, a bunch of, and he kind of looks around. I don't see him here, but a bunch of Fentari showed up, and then he looks down at you, Spaz, and he says, and they showed up with like one of your kind. It was a Musajin, just like you. Oh gosh, what was his name? And he just starts like just pounding on his head, little paw is just going. It was something.
Trevor?
No, not Trevor, not Trevor. It was with a K.
Kyle. Kevin?
No.
Kenobi.
Oh, what? Wait.
Durkin.
Not Kenobi, but it was like that.
Cannon?
No. Oh, Kobe. It sounds like Kenobi, but it was just Kobe.
What about who?
Yeah, because the Fentari, they showed up and they were with. There was Mutsujin like you, and
The name again. Get to the name again. I heard the
Yeah.
point the first time. What? Repeat the name.
yeah, Kobe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was Kobe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he? Is he got kind of like squinty eyes and like right next to his left eyebrow? There's a little scar.
I didn't get a look at him. I just heard from a couple of my contacts that's what would happen. I don't have a description. I don't have a description.
Okay.
I'm really sorry.
And where did you say this Kobe was?
Well, that's the thing is that it's not. No, they're somewhere here, and he looks wide around to the town itself. I mean, they're somewhere around. I just that's the rumor. I haven't seen it, but I've been keeping my eyes open. You got to tell Ekoth. I've been keeping my eyes open.
Well, you obviously are ECOF's number one, employee. We understand that. I don't have a ribbon to give you, but congratulations. You are Employee of the Year.
Oh, wow.
Here, have hairball.
He just thanks.
It's a high honor in her society.
Mm-hmm. Do I know any other city besides Disconsolate Valley?
Here on planet, you probably know a couple of other names, yes. But they may not. They probably aren't as large as this. Not that this is a large, town by any stretch, but it is one of the bigger ones. And
No.
probably part of the reason why you and Wegu use this place because the mountains did a nice job of like acting as some additional camouflage to keep yourselves hidden when you were, doing things that may not have been legal.
Rage, didn't you hear from someone that those folks who broke out of the prison, they were over by Macronix, weren't they?
Rage has just been staring like daggers at this person on the wall for pretty much the entire conversation. And when you say that, when you say his name, he kind of it's like, huh? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they must have gotten over the mountains somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
Who can say? Wild times we live in.
Yeah.
Gang, we should probably let this upstanding employee get about his business. We should probably find some place to go hang out with Wagyu. That would be really good. In case we should go hang out with him. That would be fun somewhere off the street where other people won't just randomly notice us.
We have business. Thank you so much. What was his name again?
Silts.
Thank you so much, Silts. You've been a dear. We'll pass word along.
Sure. Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. Love the glasses. Very cool.
Hey, thanks.
Don't forget hairball.
Oh, yep. He's got it. He holds his hand up, and there's like a little line of spit that just kind of like begins to drip down. I got it. I got it.
Hey, if you see him before we do, if you see Ekoth, you tell him that you saw somebody matching my description.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah.
And I turn around and start walking towards the bar.
I give him finger guns. I give the Fought finger guns and follow Rage.
I turn around and make sure my tail goes right underneath his nose as I follow Rage.
Nice.
Spaz doesn't notice that everybody's kind of stormed away, stands there for a minute, like a couple seconds more, and kind of does a quick double check and, yeah, yeah, and runs after the group.
Can I catch up to Rage?
Sure.
So it takes me a couple steps. I imagine my stride is a little shorter. But so walking at pace and a half next to Rage goes, Rage, who is this Epoch guy to you? Why do you want him to know who you are?
Is there any particular scent surrounding Rage at the moment that's different to what I've been smelling from him for the last, whatever it is, several weeks that we've been together?
I don't know if that's the case because of how he is, because he's probably a little bit more rage than usual.
Yeah, I'll just then walk beside him as Chaos is talking and just kind of match stride.
Look, he's Iridon, just like me. And he did some stuff that technically he's supposed to die for.
Oh. So is this someone, do you need help killing them? Like, I feel like we're there. Like, in terms of our friendship, I feel like we're there. We're at that.
If he decides to seek me out, maybe. But otherwise, if he avoids me and runs for the hills, whatever.
Huh. I don't think I've ever heard you say maybe about anything before.
You know we have your back, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
I want a drink.
And you,
Amen.
by the time you finish this conversation, you stand outside Galleys, the bar where Silt's directed you to, and it is it's got a sort of a it's a little rounded on top, and it's brick. There's a really beaten up sort of not what's the overhang called? What is that called? Not the marquee, but the
Awning.
Awning. Thank you. Yeah, and it's looks like it's sturdy, but there's definitely some weather wear on there, and the cloth is a bit tattered. Rawl, make me a notice check, Rawl.
Yeah, notice. 8 and 8, 9, 10, 11.
11. Oh wow. Okay. So, since there was something extra that you wanted to do, Rawl, we're going to play a little loose here with time. We'll say that whatever items that you were shopping for, not only were you able to find them, but between you and your male Scissorak companions, you were able to obtain them, and you probably found enough credits in the testing facility to even pay for them. So yeah, whatever you wanted, whatever it was that you wanted, you do have those things here now. But I'm saying that just before you walk in, but you can do with them whatever you want. Guys can go right in if you want.
I'm going to awkwardly, when Chaos isn't looking, put the shades on, with the scabbard in my mouth, while I'm holding the bag of sweets, and go.
And like I was saying, oh, Rawl, those are new. Oh, are they for me? Chaos blushes a little bit, and takes the glasses, and takes off his old glasses and folds them up reverently, and puts on the new ones and goes, "Thank you."
Rage.
I reach and grab the thing out of her mouth.
New scabbard in a design that looks like it'll match his armor and stuff. He's for you. And these are, well, I'll hold on to these. I seem to think you really like these. Not holding them out of your reach. Here, you want me to hold, or do you want to hold? There you go.
Oh, I'm perfectly good. I can hold things all by myself.
Just wanted to say thank you for everything you have done, my brothers.
You're
course.
welcome.
Mm.
Nice.
And we're
And
not
those are
done yet.
armored. They're armored, by the way.
They're armored snacks?
No, armored sunglasses.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
I'll
Nice.
get you a drink. Now we get the rage a drink. Let's get into this. This place looks like a fight will break out, so let us be cautious.
Oh, one important safety tip. If you see another Mutachan, he's kind of squinty with a little scar right about here that I absolutely did not give him with a bottle, you definitely should not, we should run quickly. Or kill him. I'm not sure which. It depends on the week.
You
Rawls
you
gonna
gotta
reach
with a
around.
with a bottle.
But,
With a bottle.
what a bottle.
You attacked somebody with a bottle.
Upon advice of counsel, I have no memory of that moment.
Oh damn! I was about to buy you a drink.
Theoretically, though, there may have been a bottle involved with something in somebody's head, but that absolutely is that is a theoretical exercise that I will leave to the student.
But did he have it coming?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I
then
mean,
own it, my warrior friend. Own it.
I mean,
If you
I
did it,
mean,
you did it.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, yes. Somebody who looks like that, definitely theoretically did.
Did he serve in
Can-
your unit or something? Why are you even worried?
Look, college was a long time ago. It, probably shouldn't talk about it here in public. It's a very touchy subject, and yeah.
Family was ashamed you went to college. I get it.
Sure, we'll go with that. I like it. Family.
I'll
Okay.
buy you 2 drinks. Let's go.
Okay, so the four of you, what are you having the male scissor axe come in with you, or are you having them wait outside? What are you? What are they going to do, Rawl?
I want them to stay around the vehicle we came in, to kind of stay as unseen as possible, so they don't draw attention. We now know from this other fight that the prison break and potentially the warden is still alive, and that people are still looking for us. So news of the facility destruction isn't going to go unnoticed, and I don't want them to get caught. But through the course of the journey, she talks to them the way she talks to her 3 party mates, like equals, just like she promised them. She doesn't, I mean, other than the fact that she's an officer and they're not yet, she doesn't really order them around or show dominance over them unless they get shitty with her, and then she'll smack them upside the face. But generally, she's kept her promise to speak to them the way she said she would. And
Okay.
like, I really think that you guys should, I really think you should stay in your truck and stay hidden, because word will spread and we don't want to go back to there or anywhere else that's a cage, yeah?
Bihari, he did survive, and he's continuing to act as spokesman, and he says, I agree. I think that we have already been getting too many looks, as far as I'm concerned. We
But keep eyes out.
we will keep a lookout, and should anything bad develop, we'll send for you right away. But we'll stay by the truck.
Do we have comms that we could like have between them and us so they could call us?
I would say for sure the 4 of you do, and it would be easy enough to say that would be something you could have scavenged from the testing facility, so you can at least give them something.
Okay, yeah, so they
Wait.
don't have to expose themselves to tell us, so.
Yes.
Okay,
And,
that's cool.
Channel 4 or channel 6? Which one are we using?
Oh. Yes, channel 69.
Channel 69. Oh, nice. Okay, that's yes, that's a good channel. Good, very good channel. I like that channel a lot. Oh, wait, no. Okay. And when I use channel 69, do I hold it upside down or do I hold it right side up?
Whichever way makes best for you.
Whichever way works. All right, that's what I'll do.
Switch it around, switch it around.
Switch it around. Yes. Okay. Variety. It's a spice of life. I hear. Yes.
Mm,
Flexibility is
mm,
key.
Very
mm.
true. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, PG-13. Let's get back to it. Okay. All right.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Chris.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. So
Oh, good. We're in good company then.
yeah, it works out perfectly. All right. Um, I'm gonna give you a Benny for channel 69, Raw.
I will take it. I will take it. I think we're gonna need them today.
You just might.
Yep.
It just might. All right.
Yeah. Let's go into this bar.
Let's go into the bar. So Galleys is a they've made good use of their space. There's probably two separate bar areas that kind of wind around, and there is and it's multi-species in here, so there's not necessarily a predominance of any one species over another. There appears to be behind one bar. There's a human behind the other one. Appears to be a gen human, which is a genetically engineered human, and they are taking care of the drinks. It's a little bit dark in here, but I'm going to have each one of you kind of contribute some element that's going on or that's occurring in the bar here, and we'll go in reverse order. So, Stevie, what's something else that's in Galleys here? Whether it's music, motif, particular wall art, whatever. What are some elements that are in this bar?
I think there are some whatever futuristic version of billiards or pool tables. There's something where people are playing a game involving either a hovering ball or something, and there seems to be like a cloistered group of people who
Nice.
all seem to be dressed kind of similar, like they might be either friends or a part of something, and they're not really talking with the rest of the folks.
Okay, and they're not playing this billiards game. They're just kind of occupying their own space.
Like two of them are, and the rest of them are just around.
Okay, cool. I like it. Rev, what else is in this bar?
Yeah, they've got a nice big bar set up. Like you said, the two on either side. One of them is absolutely geared to let people of different races feel comfortable. There are seats that are actually boxes on posts so that the Siserac can sit in a box while they eat their drink, or drink their drink, not eat their drink. And there are chairs that raise up so that Spaz's race can be at equal eye level with everyone else. And we know the Eridani, in that sense of warrior culture, their chairs are tailored to make them, they're a little bit more rough to make them feel like, warriors sitting on, oh, they've conquered this stool. They're going to sit here and have a drink. And there are drinks behind the bar from every world.
Nice. All right, Kaylee, what else we got in here?
So we got the one bar over to this side, we got the one bar over to this side, and in the kind of towards the back, a little bit centered between them, is a low stage, and there is a trio of musicians playing different synthesized instruments. This just gives a nice background music to the entire room. They're playing kind of something low key, relaxing, not really anything energetic. They seem to be pretty ignored by most of the clientele. Like maybe they're there all the time, but they actually are really, really, really good.
Okay, nice. Do they take requests?
Yes, they do. They have a tip jar and a book of it's like a karaoke book, and you can actually
nice.
go up there and request E14, and they'll play Freebird because that song is everywhere and in all times.
It is everywhere in all times, absolutely. And yeah, and band members hate it, but they worked up their own particular shtick for their version of Freebird. Yeah, I like it. All right, John, what's the last interesting element inside Galleys here?
Ooh, I'm gonna go overboard a little bit, but I'm gonna say, hives of scum and villainy. We need a little bit of gambling going on, and there's this long table that somewhat automated. It creates little mazes, and there is this cage filled with little lizards that have numbers drawn on their backs. And they set them at the entrance to this maze, and all of a sudden, this this avian screech, sounds like a barn owl on steroids, makes a sound, and they all rush into the into this maze, and patrons are standing around it, cheering, and bets are being thrown about, and one lizard makes it to the end, and everybody cheers, and the teller like hits a button, and the maze changes again, and they set up for another race.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. So the four of you step in, make your way. The eyes adjust to the light. I'm assuming, are you going to grab some drinks of your own, or how are you going to go about trying to find Wagyu in here? What's the plan?
Well, I
Going to
grab.
hop in box. Going to hop up in box and order milk in dirty glass.
Okay. Perfect.
I grab the two.
Spaz walks onto this. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I grabbed the two beers that I said I was gonna buy for Spaz, and I pass them over to Spaz. I'm like, so that you are never unarmed.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And Spaz walks up to one of the really low seats, gets on it, and pushes a button, and it kind of goes until he's sitting right at bar level and just starts downing one of the drinks.
Perfect.
Chaos grabs whatever the common well beer is, just to have something in his hand, and his other hand he's fidgeting with like something on his belt, like he seems a little nervous, and he's scanning the room, and he doesn't sit anywhere, he's scanning, trying to see if he can see Wagyu, and kind of start wandering through the bar.
All right. Go ahead, Cass. Make me a notice check then while you're doing that.
A notice. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, a 5.
5. All right, that is a success. All right, we'll get to you here in a second. You order your milk in a dirty glass, and the bartender looks at you and says, "Are you sure? I got clean ones."
Yes, but it tastes better in dirty glass, tougher.
Who am I to argue with you, right?
Correct.
Yes. All right. How you doing there, Grayskin? You good? All right. And then Chaos, were you gonna sit down as well, or are you?
I'm
Oh,
drifting.
I'm sorry, not Chaos. I meant Rage. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh, yeah.
looking at Rage and I'm saying Chaos.
I sit at the bar, but my back is kind of to it, and I'm watching Chaos walk around, so that if
Okay.
they need backup, I can hop in.
Got it.
Yeah, and I'm going to use the mirror behind the bar to look at him as well.
Perfect. All right. And Spaz, you're just kind of going up and down.
No, Spaz is sitting there, very focused on the, now empty first bottle, and now starting on the second.
Well done. All right. Chaos, as you're winding your way through, some noise off to the side, the billiards table actually kind of catches your attention, and you look over and you see the back of someone who is not wearing one of those robes, and he throws up his hands and he goes, "Cow! Cannot believe it! Again!" And he like tosses some credits across the table, and he goes, "My luck just ain't ever working out." And he starts walking, and you catch enough of his profile. He's walking over to the little lizard maze races, and you see him rifling through a pocket on his pants or a pouch on his belt. And it looks a lot like Wagyu. What does Wagyu look like, by the way? You talked a little bit about it before stream, but what does he look like?
So he's a Fot, and he has dark fur, like dark enough brown that it looks black unless it's in the light, and one of his ears is a little crooked from where like cartilage healed incorrectly, and I think the word I used to describe him before stream was beefcake, and I stand by that. So
Okay.
he's definitely a beefcake, and he's got some nice muscles, but I think he also has I don't think Fots have any facial hair, right? Because they just have fur.
It's just the fur, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, whiskers, though.
whiskers. So
Yep,
yeah,
whiskers.
long whiskers, and I don't know, how is he dressed?
He's got some pretty form fitting. I guess meggings would be probably the
Meg.
best terms. So he's because this is a ripped rabbit, and he
Mm-hmm.
definitely has, so to emphasize the strength in his quads, so you can see that, and he's probably got sort of a loose flight jacket on over, probably some sort of spandex type shirt. I'm gonna say too that with his whiskers, and this maybe is something new from the last time you've seen him. His whiskers, he's got a few decorative beads and things on them as well, as he's gotten a few additional piercings along one of his ears as well. And it's sort of weighing it slightly to the side, but he throws up his little rabbit arms, or actually his rather big rabbit arms in this case, and he's making his way over to the lizard maze races.
Can I spend a Benny to say that the jacket he's wearing is one of mine?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna happily spend a Benny there.
Okay.
So, I'm going to walk up towards him and stand next to him. And is he focused on like the race?
Yeah, he's come up and he's like, I got next, and he's like flashing some credits. He's like, yeah, let me in on this next one. I want to get in on the next one.
And I'm gonna.
Pin me in.
Are you sure? Your luck's never been that great.
And you see him. He's like shaking. He's shaking his hand with credits in there, and then you say that like the shaking just stops, and like he freezes, and he slowly begins to turn, and then he looks at you, and he sees I'm assuming you've got your shades on in the dark bar.
Actually, when Chaos approached, he took his shades off.
Okay. He turns and he looks, and you see like his eyes blink, like he's trying to understand exactly what he's seeing, and he goes, Chaos? No.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
He flips the coins into his pocket. He throws up his hands. He's like, bring it in, come on, you
Yeah, happily
Ryan
going
son
for
of a
big
bitch.
hug.
Yeah, he grips you, and he gives you a much, he just really squeezes you, and he's like, I can't believe you're back here, man. How long has it been?
It feels like a lifetime.
Yeah, right? Jeez.
I want you to meet some friends of mine.
Wait. He puts a hand on your shoulder. Wait. You have friends? When did this happen?
In Chaos, like, kind of like brushes off his shoulders, like, I know, I have been being social and have been making connections with people. You know, it's a little embarrassing, but in our last argument, fight, whatever, you did have a point. I wasn't really connecting with folks, and I've been trying to be better about that. So I found some cool folks.
He puts a hand up to, just below his throat. He's like, I, I don't know what to say. I mean, I thanks. I appreciate that. That's you're kind of, jeez. I mean, I thought just seeing you'd make my day, but then you go and you say that, and that just you get me right here. You get me right here, man. It's
I gotta keep you on your toes. And I wink.
Well, you definitely did that.
So I'm gonna give his arm a friendly squeeze,
Yeah.
and start walking back over to where everyone is.
Okay. He says, I was just about to lose these credits on the races, but man, I'll spend them. I'll get you a drink. So good to see you.
Yeah, you are a sight for sore eyes. The kind of day we've been having. It has been
Yeah,
something else.
What on earth is bringing you back to this shithole?
Well, and by this point, I get over to the group. I'm like, well, I was wondering if we could all go grab a table in that back corner, and I can give you the lowdown of all the various misadventures we've had.
Okay, yeah. And so you brought him to the other three here?
hmm And I go, y'all, this, or I don't say y'all. Sorry, that's my Stevie Southern. Uh, this is Wagyu.
He holds up a hand. Hey, any friends of Chaos is here? Clearly, you guys are gonna be friends of mine.
Give him the sniff test.
He smells. He definitely smells of alcohol, and you know what? Go ahead and make me a notice test.
Oh, interesting. And where's my notice? Where's my notice? 8. Twelve.
12. You smell. There's some other. Maybe it's mixed with something you're not sure, but there's a weird scent to him aside from the alcohol.
Is it midlife crisis?
Could very much be a midlife crisis. That would not be out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
She doesn't say anything. She just kind of like rubs up against his leg as she goes over and hops back in her box.
And I kind of nod my head towards one of the back corners, like on the opposite side of where the pool billiards are, trying to find a quiet little corner.
Can I take box?
You know, I think that they got a seat, a box seat, back there.
Choom, don't.
Excellent.
He tries. Wagyu tries to do he does a very poor Iridani honor salute to you, Rage. Like it's not quite there. It's very lazy, and he looks at you, Spaz, and he's like, hi. I don't know a lot of mutagens. Sorry.
Have you seen another one around here?
Well, I mean, I've seen a few. Why? Is there someone you're looking for?
Nope, absolutely not. No reason. He pushes a button and the stool kind of goes. Out, we're going over there. I'm going to go over there with this bottle that's suspiciously empty and not for any other purpose. Wanders off. Goes over to sit by Raw.
I'll go grab drinks. Hold on, I'll go get them. It's on really.
Yeah, I'll let him buy around.
You gotta tell your friend, don't salute like that again. Look, 90-degree angle. Otherwise, you're showing that they are submissive to you, and any Iridani is going to not take that well. Okay, yeah. And I walk off and I go to the join the rest of the group.
There's a couple things Wagyu and I are going to need to talk about.
He starts making his way back. He's got 4 bottles. 5 because he's got one for himself. And puts them all around the table and sits down with you. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you say you've had some misadventures. Why are you here? What do you need? How can I help you?
Chaos leans in and he says, so, just to put all the cards on the table, helping us might be kind of dangerous.
I mean, couldn't be any more dangerous than we ran into on Florence Prime, right? I mean, that was a good time, but oof.
You still owe me for saving your ass on that one.
Yeah. All right. That's fair.
But we were all. Have you heard anything about a prison break lately?
His eyes kind of dart around a little bit. He's like, and he leans in. And he's like, yeah. I heard it was pretty nasty. I mean, like there was a lot of lot of dead, a lot of dead prisoners, a lot of dead Fentari, like a real mess, and a bunch of prisoners escaped. I mean, I guess they've rounded up some, but I guess there's still some on the loose.
Like the one that blew up the warden is still on the loose.
Yeah, his ears kind of perk up, and then he comes back down. He goes, "Yeah, that was the other thing I heard. The warden, he got greased, like just split 7, 8, 9 different parts."
She just lets the cannon just twitch. Wait.
Yeah, about that. May or may not have something to do with that. You see, we all got. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Things kind of took a bad turn, and I ended up in that prison, but we four found each other and we managed to get out.
Yeah,
He,
we've all done time, and I look over at Spaz and wink. In college.
Right.
Oh, in college. And he kind of gets up and he looks around again. And he pops back down. Right. Oh, damn. So you need to get out of here.
We need to study abroad.
Okay.
Us and some Sisarak males.
Scissorak males. Wow.
We may or may not have blown or studied at another college en route
Briefly,
to here.
yeah. It was such a blur, I don't remember most of it, but I remember getting my brothers out of such a place, and they need to go home. Or
Right.
not home, they need to go wherever they want to go.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, all right. And he looks to the four of you, and he points over to Cass. For him, I'm gonna help you. I got room for all of you on my ship. We can get out of here. It shouldn't. There's just a teeny tiny small problem.
Beat it out.
Okay, so
We are problem solvers.
Well, he leans in. He goes, "If you were all in that prison, in the prison break, I have no doubt that you're problem solvers." Oh, and I got something to tell you about that too. But all right, so my problem. I too have, it's been a minute for me as well since we've seen. I've been involved in a few things. As well, and I mean, I'm still here. I got my skin, got my nice new flight jacket and everything. What do you think? Fits me pretty well, huh? You like it?
Fits you way better than it ever fit me.
Well, I mean, this doesn't look like your style at all, really. I mean, it's kind of, and he like kind of poses a bit to the side, a little bit, turns this way, and yeah, I don't know. It's got a good vibe on me. Anyway, but that's beside the point. So, I have run into some debt problems with a certain person here in town, and they've kind of got my ship on lockdown.
Let me guess, Eridani crime boss.
Actually, yeah. Ikath Raka, you know him.
Not personally, no, but we've heard of him.
We've heard of him. What's his beef with you?
I'm just in debt to him. I ran into some trouble, and I didn't deliver a couple of shipments, and he's not too happy about that. But I'm a good pilot, so he's not gonna take my fingers or anything. But he is gonna lock down my ship, and I am stuck working with other crews until I work off the debt. What? Oh, go ahead.
How aside, around how many credits do you think we got? Or like how How many credits do you think we have?
That you found in the facility. Without getting too much into the currency, which is something I didn't necessarily look at for the rules, I would say you probably have what we would categorize as maybe a low amount of credits. It's
Gotcha.
enough to get you by, and maybe you could pool it for an emergency thing, but nothing substantial.
Gotcha. Um, Chaos is gonna say, "Listen, I understand. I've ended up in some tight situations too. Can I look over at the crew and my eyes get kind of big and like my eyes are like blue, like baby blue, and like I look at him and I go, we can help you, right?" And I look at the rest of the crew.
It's my brother. I am here for you. Whatever you need.
Looks like it's just the way the universe has brought this all about.
I mean, if it gets us off this planet, I mean, what do we have to do?
And
Well,
Or who does chaos have to do?
Yeah.
He says, I don't know if you saw it when you came into town. There's the taller building, taller tower building, and you did see a few taller structures in here, and there was one that did kind of stand out. He says, that's Ekoth's tower. That's where he and all of his enforcers, kind of reside. Really, all we need to do, I mean, with the four of you, if you're problem solvers, we could get in there. We can either try and steal the codes to get my ship, or there's a few of my other friends who are kind of not being treated really fair by Ekoth. We could solve their problems by taking care of Ekoth, I'm thinking.
What kind of boss has Ekoth been?
He's well, I think it all depends on how you treat him. He gets a little angry at times. No offense to you, Iridani, but he shows his fighting side pretty often.
I would only guess that he treats you like he treats people in this town like he would treat other Iridani. I need to know, how would you say he's corrupt?
I would say, well, he's kind of textbook corrupt in the sense that, he runs plenty of rackets around here, getting money here and there. I mean, I guess he's made a good life for himself. I guess he was disgraced or something before. I mean, you kind of know more about that kind of stuff than I do, but...
Yeah, but I really am curious on this, and I really decides a few things. Would you say that he is dishonest in the way that he acts here in leadership?
Well, I mean, I didn't like that he, locked my ship down. I mean, I didn't have a choice. I kind of had to dump those shipments. I mean, it was either dump those shipments or I'd be, in a prison somewhere. And I guess he understood that part of it, but he wasn't, making me. I would have stayed loyal to him. I would have kept doing runs for him. He didn't have to stick me as just the janitor on a couple other ships just to try and work it off. I mean, I'm a damn good pilot. Chaos, you know how good of a pilot I am. I mean, what the hell? Look at my damn jacket. I'm a great pilot.
Look, long story short.
Too late.
No, I don't like long stories. They're boring. He lost his weapon in a fight.
Oh yeah, that's not good for you guys.
But he did it trying to rescue someone.
Okay.
He deserves to die by what we, how we live. But I would have happily never seen him again.
Well, I mean, if he deserves to die, you look like the kind of guy who could probably make that happen, right? And then, he'd be kind of helping he'd be helping me and a bunch of others,
I think it's
Spaz,
I think
Spaz
it's in,
offers Rage's bottle.
I think it's not to question the way you live at all, Rage. I don't mean that because tradition is something that I myself have had to challenge on this journey. But it's interesting that he did something heroic and was disgraced anyway. And perhaps he's fallen into this life because this is what he's been forced into. And it's from being around you, there is a sense of honor about you. And this surely must be very strange for him. And it's not like he was raised to be a crime boss. And like you said, he's going to treat all these people like Eridani. If you wish to go kill him, I have your back. But perhaps we find another solution for him?
Well, you know me. I just want to walk up to the front door, tell him to give your friend here back his, craft, and, tell him that if he doesn't, I'm going to walk inside. It's about the equivalent of what I want to do.
Right. That might not be the best option. Just saying. I mean, he's got a lot of support. I appreciate the enthusiasm. I just don't know if you'd make it very
Well,
far.
no, I'm just saying that he either gives you back the craft, or I walk inside. I don't walk inside, I walk away, he lives.
Rage. Could we give him back a weapon?
That's not how it works.
There is no way for him to regain his honor at all?
Not that I know. He would have been better off. I mean, it tells you. I can say this in your company, because you're my friends, but it tells you that he hasn't let everything go. If he truly was dishonorable and wanted to live a dishonorable life, he would have let his name go. He would have realized that the Eridani will not see him as anything but a target. And that he
Maybe
would...
he wants to die.
Yeah, and that's why I gave them my name. That's why I told him, if you see him before I do, tell him I'm here. If he wants to seek me out and die, he can. And that's why I also feel like I will give him the choice. Give your friend his craft back, and I have no reason to stay. I don't want
Rage,
to
I
take
have a
some-
logistical question.
What?
If he comes to be killed, do you have to fight him all by yourself, or can I like hit him while he's not looking?
Depends. If he challenges me specifically in a duel, I probably will do that, but there's a good chance, there's a good chance this is going to turn into a big melee, and you can do whatever you want at that point.
Okay, I want to understand the ground rules, so as not to impinge on your honor.
Yes, we would not want to dishonor you.
Oh, no. As long as I have my sword, that's not a problem. And nobody's going to convince me to act outside my code.
Okay.
Not you, my friend. We don't want to do something that would impinge on your honorable combat.
Oh, okay.
That is
Now
all.
I understand.
Yeah. So, but if he were to kill you, we would tear him apart.
Okay, so
Thanks.
what I'm sensing is a yes here. Huh? What did he say?
Yeah, read the table.
I'm trying. Okay. All right.
Able to
So-
go with what my companions wish to do. This is outside the realm of what I know. But however Chaos and Rage wish to handle this, they have my claws. And of course my disruptor. Or excuse me, my disintegrator.
So we need to get you into a position where you are not overly vulnerable, but it is clear who you are, like outnumbered.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Sorry, that was a poor choice of words on my part. I take a drink. That's on me. Um, we don't want to put you in a situation where you're outnumbered too terribly badly. And also, we want to get you into a position where Epoch will be able to know and see that you're here, but you will not. But you don't have to see Epoch unless Epoch takes a move. Is that correct?
yeah.
I might be able to help with that, actually.
Oh, what you got?
Well, I can. There's a few ways into the tower that aren't just right through the front door. We can. I can get us in there. I'm not entirely sure how to navigate through, but I got a pretty good idea how to get through, um, and that can avoid a lot of the trouble that we might run into, and maybe just kind of get us right to the good spot, so to speak.
It's not a sewer entrance, is it? We tend to pass out in those and wake up with. Actually, we wake up with everybody murdered. It kind of be a perfect. Yes. How do we come in from below?
I can help you with that.
Without
All right.
shit in my fur.
Nope. There will be no shit involved.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to, in there with. Yeah, that those don't go together.
And we, yeah. So he says, yeah, there'll be no shit involved, and then we kind of like smash cut or star wipe or whatever to you find yourselves in a sewer system, but it's all like dried up, and the center portion where it runs, he's just like, as long as you don't step there. And he takes you along sort of like the edges as you navigate your way under the city towards the tower. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to run this like a quick encounter, very similar to kind of what we did in the very first episode when you're planning your escape. So I'm going to draw a card for each of you. And we're going to essentially stealth through the tower to get us to the location that Wegu knows we need to get to. So let me just shuffle these here real quick. And you're already going to start at a base -2 on your skill roll, whatever skill roll that you make. And then if you happen to get a club on your card, that will be an additional -2 because there's an additional complication to this. And what we'll do is we'll kind of go in initiative order, and have you describe and then build up on top of that. So stuff in place. Everybody, that makes sense? Everybody cool? You understand where we're going? And whatever skill you want to do for the quick encounter, you can wrap your description around that skill, and it can be almost anything, whether it's persuasion, stealth, fighting, whatever you want to do. Notice, even, as long as it's a good description. All right. So chaos, you're going to get a king of diamonds. Rawl, you get a king of clubs. Rage, you have the level-headed, so you get 2 cards, 5 of clubs and 6 of diamonds. I'm going to assume you're going to go with the 6 of diamonds. And then Spaz, you get the 6 of clubs. Now, you can spend a penny to draw a different card, and technically in this, the way we're doing this, initiative order doesn't necessarily make that much difference, with the exception of how you might want to build off of each other, but it could get you a card that's not a club, if you want to spend a penny. Okay.
Yep,
Spaz?
me too.
Okay. Spaz, oof, sorry, you get a jack of clubs. And then Rawl, the cards are not liking you guys right now. You're going to get a 3 of clubs. So you both still ended up with clubs. You can spend another penny if you'd like, though.
No, I'm okay. I can take that guy. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, perfect. So Chaos, you're going to start us off here. So Wegu leads you essentially through the sewer system, and you get to this point where you have like access into something, and I'll leave it vague enough so you can build off of that how you might want to.
Gotcha.
So what are you thinking?
So I think we probably have sewer access that goes up into the grate. Like maybe there's a in-house kitchen of some sort. You know how a lot of places will have drains on the floors? And so I'm thinking that there's probably some sort of industrial-sized grate for like cleaning or cleaning up scraps or things like that, that we can go up through there. And that in between making food or like doing other things, it's sparsely occupied.
Right on.
And I think after we climb our way out, we lift up the gate, climb our way out. I'm trying to decide which one I'm gonna do.
While you decide, Spaz, looks like you have been gifted a Benny from chat.
Thank you, chat. I'm gonna probably need that very shortly.
You know, actually, the kitchen is occupied.
Okay.
And it's occupied by someone who is just chopping potatoes, or the equivalent of space potatoes. Spotatoes.
Potatoes, yeah.
And I'm going to... The grate is behind him, so I'm going to try and crawl out of the gate without him noticing, but I'm thinking the action is I want him to persuade him to give us his access card, or like to give us something, like to get us further into the building and not tell us. So I want to persuade him that we're just here for a little mischief. We're just going to be poking at the big guy. Why don't you give us a little help and maybe not say anything?
All right, make that persuasion roll. And this is at a -2. But I'm not gonna give you a bonus because your cat made an appearance. Sorry.
And muted you.
You're also muted.
Oh, thank you. So that's an 8 that exploded. Let's see. 8 plus 4 is 12. -2 is 10.
-2 is 10. Yeah, that's a success with a raise. So yeah, you say this to the cook, and he continues to chop, and he like lifts his knife almost in a threatening pose towards you, and he's like, and he's got a piece of this potato on the end of it. He's like, yeah, a little mischief. Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about a little mischief for that son of a bitch. He has complained, him and his staff have complained about my cooking for the past 3 weeks. So yeah, you want some access codes? I'll give you some access codes. Hold on. And he like slams his knife down into the cutting board, and you see him walk back, and he goes over to his little desk, and he's rifling through papers, and he desperately starts scribbling some stuff down, hands you a slip of paper, and he's like, here, this is going to at least get you through a couple of floors. But yeah, mischief away. I don't know where you got these codes from. And he goes back to just chopping his potatoes.
Thanks, you're a real one.
I do what I can. And he continues to chop. All right, nicely done. So you take your access codes and you proceed on, and that brings us to Spaz. You're next with the Jack of Clubs. You have an additional complication. Something else is making this a little bit more difficult. So Spaz, you're going to be at a total of -4 on this.
Okay. All right. We're going through the halls, and it's really crowded. We are constantly having to duck into broom closets, and occasionally just having very close calls. Spaz finally calls everybody to a halt. It's like, okay, get really close. I've never tried this with this many people, but hold on a second. And he closes his eyes, and you start to see everybody's hair or fur starts to stand on end, like there's a static charge in the air. I am going to spend 9 power points.
Crap.
Wait, hang on. 9, 3. There's 4. Myself plus 4. 7 power points. I apologize. 7. And I'm going to pull up my deflection. No, I did do that right, didn't I? Yeah, it is 9. So I'm going to pull up my deflection ability, extend it over everybody, but I'm deflecting light around us. So we are, in essence, holographically, we have cover.
Nice.
And the power for that says that foes must subtract 2 from attack rolls directed or 4 with raised for all laser attacks and any attack that is aimed visually. So it makes it harder for them to see us. So.
Perfect. All right, so roll. Is that the power or whatever the skill is that you use to do that?
Indeed, generation. Here we
Generation, that's what it is.
10 explodes.
Hell yes.
This is time. Okay, that's a 13. Minus 4 is a 9, so that's a success with a raise.
Success with a raise. That is fantastic. So yeah, you were able to. It takes almost all your power, obviously, to do this, but you're able to get it exactly how you want it. And as a group, you slowly make your way past numerous guards. And using the codes that you've gotten, you continue to go ascend through the tower, and you get pretty far before your power eventually fades, and it becomes Rage's turn to take over the quick encounter from here. But nicely done. Well done. All right. So Rage, you got a 6 of diamonds. You just have the base -2 complication. But what does Rage do to get you further in?
All right, so is this a continuation of the previous scene, or is this like my own scene?
This is your own scene. You feel free to build off of that if you want to, but you're at a point where you could take this in whatever direction you want.
So I'm gonna say that as we're going down these hallways as a group, and doors are parting in front of us, we're trying to do this as covertly as possible. We come face to face with the first guy that we met in town. That one individual that I did the thing on the wall with.
Silts, yeah.
Silts is right there, and he's like, "Oh hey, you'll never guess!" And I want to grab him by the face, but more importantly, 2 fingers go up the nose, my thumb goes under his chin. And I start playing basketball with his head on the side of the wall as we're walking.
That sounds like a fighting to me.
I think so too.
Yeah, and this will just be at a -2.
All right, so here we go.
Rage be raging, looks like it's.
Rage be raging.
I'm pretty sure you're traveling at this point, but
All right, so I did roll my 4 on my wild dice as well. So how does that? I can never remember how that factors in.
You take the highest of the 2.
Oh, okay. Well,
You'll never add them together.
All right, so I got a D10 on my fighting. I rolled an 8, so -2 puts it at the 6.
Puts it at 6, which is still a success. So yeah, you kind of basketball his head down the hallway a little bit, and you find a spot where you would easily be able to stash him, and he is unconscious by the time you reach like the janitor's closet or whatever. But it's just enough because when he first saw you, he started making a lot of noise. But then you quickly put a stop to that, and you've stuffed Silts away into the closet and are able to avoid anybody else in this particular level, and you continue up, and then that brings us to Rawl to finish out this quick encounter. And Rawl, you have a club as well, so you're going to be at a -4 total on this. What does Rawl do?
So we come up onto the floor. It's fairly dark, so it's a little bit hard to see for some of us. Others are okay. We are sneaking through, and I have that extra complication. So there's something stuck to me that's shocking me. I must have hit a wire, and my leg is a little bit numb, which is making my sneaking and leading us through the dark We try to go us with the two that can't see in the dark, and then Rage at the back so that we can keep everybody together like we did in the prison, to guide us around the machinery, down side hallways, and around to the exit. Pure by stealth, because it's the best roll I've got to attempt to even counter this complication.
All right, I like it. Roll it.
Yes. 11 minus 4 is 7, so
7.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's still a
take it.
success. So, yeah, you are able to. You're actually kind of. You had worked your way through some back rooms, maybe in an unused area, which is probably part of the reason why you got inadvertently zapped a little bit to kind of mess with your stealth. But you are able, as a crew, to navigate through there, and then you get to a point, and you come out in a hallway. Kind of on the opposite end, and you look down the further way, and you can see a couple of guards down there. They've got their backs to you, but Wagyu says, "This is it. This is where we gotta be." And he steps forward, opens the door carefully, and kind of like peeks in. He's like, "Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good." So he like waves you in, and you all make your way into the room. And you maybe only get about 15, 20, 30 feet in there, and this is a much larger room, and there's quite a bit going on here, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But you're heading towards like a center console, which Wagyu is like, "That's where the codes are gonna be. That's where the codes are gonna be." And you're making your way, and it's dim in here as well. But then you get about halfway there, and sure enough, the lights all start to come up, and from and around you see a number of individuals kind of step forth. And Rage, you immediately recognize one of them is Ekoth, and he steps forth, and he's almost like on a raised stage, so to speak, and he comes forward, and he looks, and he sees you. The two of you make eye contact, and in the distance, Spaz, you notice there's something there, which I'll describe here shortly. But you see someone standing in front of it who you recognize. They're a Mutsujin like you, and they have a little bit of a scar on their face. And you make eye contact with them, and it's Kobe. And your eyes are locked. And as you all kind of slow and stop, and you're looking around Chaos, your eyes go around, and you see Wagyu has separated from you, and he has drawn a pistol, and he's pointing it at you, and he says, "I'm really sorry, buddy." And that is where we're going to take a break.
What?
Oh, wow.
And
Oh, I sense Hassenpfeffer coming.
Wagyu, no.
and
But the good news is, Chaos, all those steroids probably made his hot dog shrink to Vienna sausage.
Oh, Wagyu.
Very
Oh,
possible.
I'm gonna think about Wagyu during my break.
So yes, chat, we're going to take a quick a tight 10. Is that what we're doing, John?
10 minutes, yep.
All right, 10 minutes, and we'll be back for the conclusion of the escape, and we'll see if they actually can escape. So yeah, 10 minutes, we'll see ya. See? Told you it'd be a slight delay, just a small thing. But we're back. Everybody's back. We're here. We've got a bit of an issue on our hands. We've the four heroes are with Wegu, and they are about to be. They were being they were sneaking through the tower that belonged to Ekoth. Who just happens to be someone that Rage, Ekoth Thraka is his name, happens to be someone that Rage is looking for, or was at least sort of under an obligation to take care of a disgraced Iridani. And also in here is Kobe, the Mutsujin that Spaz is familiar with quite well. And so there was a few other things that going on here that didn't quite describe, and so I want to kind of detail those out. So obviously Ekoth is here. He's standing up on a stage somewhat in the distance, and he's flanked by a few ram pythons, which are larger members of the Pythonian species, who are acting as his guards. And of course, we can't forget that Wegu himself, who helped you get here, has now apparently turned traitor, drawn his pistol, and is pointing it at you, Chaos. But behind Kobe, Spaz, you see this more than anybody else because you're looking at Kobe and you've made eye contact with Kobe. There appears to be sort of an assemblage of things that looks a lot like medical equipment. There's things beeping here. There's stuff that's reminiscent of what you saw in the testing facility, but there's a number of tubes and other things. But there also appears to be sort of suspended in a chamber of some sort, a larger chamber, a very familiar looking Fentari face, and Spaz, you recognize it as the Warden. And the Warden, the Clapper is his nickname, but his actual name, hold on, I gotta scroll back here, I can find it.
I forgot that was his nickname.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Let's see. This is session 1. Hold on, I got it. Here we go. Solasiphus, aka the Clapper. He's the Warden. His head and portions of his body, which are slowly growing, and you can kind of see that it's a little bit of a frosted glass, but you can definitely see his head. So all of these folks are standing here, and the last thing that was said was Wegu is just like, I'm really sorry, man, but he says they kind of, paid me really well. And Ekoth says from up on his stage, he says, yeah, that's correct. Wegu, you did an excellent job. I think that you've definitely paid off your debt by bringing them here. I certainly appreciate it. That's very, very well done of you. And
Chaos
go
doesn't
ahead.
say. Chaos isn't saying anything. He's looking down at the ground.
The
Chaos, is he still your friend?
Wegu kind of shrugs. I hope so.
You have hurt Chaos. And
Because-
unless Chaos says otherwise, I am going to have rabbit for dinner.
Oh,
You
that's
should
if
have
I
cashed
leave
your cards
anything
with
left.
us.
That's if I leave anything behind. I'm thinking more a grease stain on the floor.
Are you sure that you wanna do a grease stain on the floor? Because if you, and this is Kobe starts talking to you, if you decide to do something like that, it's possible that you could also end up a grease stain on the floor. I mean, I'm here and I'm kind of committed on this side, and I just,
Apparently you have forgotten our track record.
Oh, and the head in the back, which is of course the Clappers, He says, he's speaking over some speakers. He goes, I definitely have not forgotten your track record. How do you think I got all of them to get you here?
Nobody asked you, Witless.
You can ask all the questions you want once you're back in your cells. Chaos, make me a notice check.
Let's
And
see.
I'm gonna give you a +2 on this because of your relationship with Wegu.
Got it. Let's see. Okay, my notice. Oh, that's a 6. Let me explode that bad boy. 6 plus 2 is 8, plus another 2 is 10.
10 success with a raise. Spaz asked, or no, Rawl asked the question about still being. No, it was Spaz who asked the question about Wego still being your friend. And as that exchange occurred, though Wego is keeping up a good face, you thought you might have seen a hint of doubt in his eyes.
I think Chaos is going to say, leave Wegu to me. Save your ire for the big boys.
Okay, my brother.
Ekoth,
All right.
this is your last chance and only chance. Face
Do
me.
what?
The Budayish Dach requires this moment. You and I have seen each other eye to eye. Our fight has to happen. If there is even a small part of you that is still Erdani, you know it.
A small part of me that's still Iridani? Are you serious at this moment? Rage, you were there. You saw what I did. You know why I did what I did. And yet, and he just gestures up into space, they rejected me. They took away everything that mattered to me. What else was I left to do? Why even be Iridani at this point?
You kept your
Shred of
name.
Iridani.
You kept your name. It must mean something to you still.
I kept my name to honor my parents who gave that to me. That is the only thing that I have left.
Then honor their memory and face me. Or is it so much still that you can stomach the fact that you had Fentari in your town? Or is this not your town? Is this the warden's town? Should I be talking to him?
That that was a good one. That was a really good one.
Nice.
What's better on you, persuasion or taunt?
Ooh, probably neither. I'm looking. Persuasion I actually have, so I think that's gonna be persuasion.
Right, go ahead and roll persuasion. And I'm gonna give you a +2 because that was really good.
Oh, thank you. All right. So I rolled rolled 4 on the chaos, but so we're looking at a 5.
5. All right. So what was it exactly that you said to him?
Is this your town or the warden's? I mentioned the Ventari being in the town, that he stomached them even being here. Kind of questioning his territory.
Yeah. You see, he stiffens slightly, and then he says, "No, this is my town. This is mine. I built this here. I have built this." And he looks over towards the warden in his vat. He's like, I built this. This is mine.
Something, puppets, strings, yada yada.
Well, how
That is
about
what
I
you
take
sound
it
like to
from
me.
you? I challenge you for your town.
Is this where you really want to go? Is this where you really want to go? You haven't even
have
pursued
chosen.
me with the fervor that you're supposed to, and you question me and my Iridani nature.
Sounds scary to me, Rage.
I have never chosen to not have my weapon. I have never chosen this moment. I have not pursued you, but I knew that the moment that you were in front of me, your life would be mine. You chose this moment to make it happen.
You can see he boldly talked that there wasn't any Iridani left in him, but you can see the fact that you're just throwing this at him, that you're just aggravating the shit out of him. He definitely is his ire is being raised. The warden, his head kind of floats a little bit, and he says, "Look, I don't think you all really want to go through with this. This is not going to end well."
Hey,
Go.
Chris, I have a question. I have a question for you
Yes.
about the tank
Yeah.
that the head is in. How
Yeah.
big is that? Is the box that the head is in?
Well, it's out of the box. So what we'll say is that it's very similar to like a Bacta size tank from Empire Strikes Back, but it's probably has like an upper portion where the head is sort of floating above it a little bit, so it's almost like it's floating on the surface of the water, but it's probably connected to some tubes and things that are providing it with some life support. And then there's the body is regrowing in the fluid right now. Does that answer
Okay.
your question?
Yep, it does. So
Does
like
it look breakable?
the head is kind of hovering above the fluid, and the
Basically.
head is the body attached to it. Then I'm guessing.
Well, the parts that are growing, yeah, it's like growing from the neck portion down, being regenerated in that way.
Okay. I'm trying to like picture how big he is right now. As like, would he fit in like a 1 meter by 1 meter area?
That seems more than fair.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Spaz, I'm gonna spend a Benny to get 5 power points back.
Oh, and yes, and speaking of Spaz, because of the nature of the quick encounter, since we kind of play loose with things, you spent 5 points, or you spent 9 points on that. I'm going to give you 5 of those back anyway,
Okay. Cool.
just because it's quick encounters are loose things, so you would have gotten those back. That's a little GM gift from me to you.
Oh, that's appreciated.
I do what I can.
But now I'm going to throw a curveball at you, and so it doesn't actually say on the power description, but considering that it's not something I have to touch, I'm going to create a tree fort underneath the warden,
Ooh.
which is an extra dimensional space that is 1 meter by 1 meter in size, and I'm going to try and drop him into it.
Oh, inside the chamber.
Yep, because
Okay.
everything in the chamber should go, so when the Bacta or whatever it glows, it should flush him right into the hole.
All right. Well, that definitely sounds like we're going to go into a combat. So let's go ahead and deal out some cards to see where that falls.
Surprise!
I'm just gonna move some bad guys over here. I've got.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, that's a damn good idea. That's a good curveball. All right, so here we go. Let's do this. Chaos. You get 2 of diamonds. Not a good start. Rawl. You're gonna get the ace of clubs. Now we're complication free now, because combat itself is a complication personally. Rage. You get 2 cards to choose from. Oof, not a good draw for you, my friend. 3 of diamonds or 2 of clubs. I'm assuming you're gonna go with the 3 of diamonds. And Spaz, you get a queen of diamonds.
Nice.
And
I believe John
then,
wanted to spend a Benny too, by the way.
yeah. Does anybody want to spend a Benny? Okay, so Rage is going to spend a Benny. You get a little bit better. You get a 5 of hearts. And was anybody else going to spend one?
Yeah,
Chaos.
I'll spend Benny. Yeah,
All right, Chaos. You get a 9 of hearts.
Nice.
better.
Okay,
Hey,
so that's
Chris?
a little. Mm-hmm.
Chris, I'm sorry to be another questioning Nancy here, but
How dare you?
wouldn't Rage get 2 cards?
No, when you spend a Benny, you just get the additional card to choose from, because then you choose from the other,
Okay.
2 that we got.
Good to know. I've been rules lawyered.
Well, at least I'm assuming so. If
It's how I've seen it played before.
yeah, if some
You're
other
the
Savage
GM,
World,
so-
yeah. All right, so let's see. The guards get a 9 of clubs. I think what we'll do is we'll have Wegu and Kobe and what's his name? Ekoth all go on the same card, so it makes it a little bit easier for me. They collectively only get a 6 of spades, which is still beats Rage, but they're near the bottom, and I'm gonna give those collective bad guys their own little bennies there because they get some. All right, so first
Is it
up,
possible to
Mhm.
spend a Benny to switch my initiative with Rage's?
ooh, wow. You know what? I think if you want to spend a Benny to do that, I'll let you do that. I think there's normally an edge that allows you to do that, but I kind of like the out of the box thinking.
Well,
So we're gonna
this is his moment, and I want him to have it, and I want him to go fairly high in the order. So I'm gonna
Alright,
switch
that's
and
fair.
go later and let him go first.
All right. Yeah, no, I like that. Okay, so spend that Benny.
Mhm.
Rage, you actually are now first with your ace of clubs. Now, just so you know, objective wise, there's just so you can see everything you got here, you have Kobe is in here, Ekoth is in here, Wegu is in here. We've got some Ram Python guards that are in here as well. So, and there's also the terminal that has the codes in there somewhere that you're going to need to get out to unlock the ship, assuming you still want to get the ship. And you know, if you might also be able to, you know, change friends' minds. Who knows? That's possible. But Rage, you're first with the ace of clubs. So, what would you like to do?
I think I'm going to be turning my attention. So, pretty much it's the stage where Ekoth is, and then the guards are strewn about the room. Or are there also going to be guards on stage with him?
He is flanked by a couple of guards. There are a couple other guards strewn about the room as well. But are you looking to get a direct path towards
I
Ekoth?
I think so, and I think it'll also put a lot of everyone else's focus on me. So I'm pretty much going. I think I'm just going to run straight at him and go for Ekoth, and I will be, bellowing out, silence, Warden. You are not the battle leader here, or have you forgotten you don't have a leg to stand on?
Oh,
Nice, good burn.
And
Very
so,
nice. All right, what's your pace?
Pace. Well, always been more of an Ortega fan myself, but pace works too.
Ooh. New York City.
Yeah, 7.
New York City.
7. I will say that you can get there this round and to take a swing at Ekoth if you wanted to.
Let's do it.
All right.
So let me go ahead and roll my d10 for my fighting with, because I will pull my sword.
Okay.
That is going to be a 9 on my d10.
A 9 that will hit. 9 will hit.
Yep.
Not with a raise though.
No, I was just looking to make sure that he doesn't have any additional bonuses with that. And I don't see any.
No, I don't see any either.
All right. So that did hit, but not with a raise, you said?
Not correct.
So that's going to be a strength plus a d6 plus 8. Strength being on this character a d6. So that means I'm looking at a d6, and plus 8. Ooh, does damage dice explode?
Oh yes, most definitely.
All right, well, good. So that's 6. I just rolled another 6.
Keep going.
With a 4, so that is 16, 17 plus 8 is 17 plus 8 is 25.
25. All right, where'd my pen go here? 25. All right, let's see what his... He has got a suit of very heavy body armor on, just so you know.
Yep.
So let's...
5 raises.
So let me...
And I'm very happily rolling with my pride tonight.
Yeah, you are. And I'm sorry, you said 25?
Yep.
All right, so that will be... Hold on, math. All right, so you charge up there and just cut across, and he like parries your first couple of blows, but then you swing around and catch him across the side and put a good cut into his armor, but you can tell that you're just beginning to scratch the surface in regards to chewing through his armor, but he does appear slightly shaken by what you have done. So he is actually mechanically shaken, so we'll worry about that when it's his turn. But you did get a cut into him, so nicely done. Good job, you. That's going to bring us to Spaz.
I shall perform the aforementioned tree fort.
Nice. All right. I'm going to give you, because of the nature of the displacement from the material, the polymer that you're going through in the liquid, I'm going to give you an additional -2 onto your focus roll, or not focus, but generation.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna spend a Benny to re-roll that because that would get me. That would be a failure.
Okay.
Let's see what that gets me. Okay, that Benny is very nice to me. That's a 10, and that's a 19, 17.
17. All right. So this creates an extra dimensional space that it just like sucks things down into there.
Well, what it's doing is I'm putting it underneath, so gravity will cause the liquid and anything in the liquid to just go downward.
Right.
So I figure it's a flushing action.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And what happens when they're in there? They're just contained in there? Are they safe, or?
It's basically as long as it's not a modern device, then it has a chance of failing. Yeah, otherwise it's just an extra dimensional vault.
And what's the duration on that?
As long as I want it to.
Ooh. Really?
My question for the finish is, does he go in?
Yes, I like that, and plus you got a 17 on your roll, so it's hard to. That's definitely what the ray is. So yeah, I think that you place it just in the right spot to where the force of the liquid going down in there pulls, and the tubing that was connected to him all pops out as he drops into the liquid and the fluid inside your tree fort, and it closes. I don't know what the.
It's once he flushes in there, Spaz just looks and goes, "I'm really sick of that guy." Snaps his fingers, and the dimensional portal just goes, and it's locked. And since nobody was touching me, I have the only key.
Oof, nice. Wow. Okay, that was pretty badass. That was pretty badass. Chaos, you're next with the 9 of hearts.
All right, so I'm going to look what else is in this room. There's that central console. There's that stage area.
Mm-hmm.
There's the lab area up and to the left where the clapper was.
Yep. There. I mean, so think of your. This is kind of like almost. It's like a large throne/party room. So there probably is there's maybe an open space where festivities are held. There's probably a bar here as well. There's probably an entertainment console, built into one wall somewhere where there's a number of different, entertainment devices. It's probably very much of there's multiple split levels kind of thing. Probably a VIP area with little ropes and all that. Probably a cat that you have to keep moving.
Exactly. Yeah, just a cat wandering in. No artillery or guns coming out of anywhere.
No, nothing like that here. No.
Okay. Would I would my pace be able to take me all the way over and over the bar?
You know what? We'll say, what was your pace? 7, 6,
5.
5. We'll say that it will get you to the bar. You could do a multi-action and then get over there, but you'd be at a -2 to whatever additional thing that you wanted to do.
I think I'll just I won't multi-action.
Okay.
And I'll say to Wagyu kind of low, trying to pitch it so that not everyone would necessarily hear it. And I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna hurt you, Wei. And I start sprinting for the bar.
Make me a persuasion roll.
So wait, that's a D8. Let me use that D8. So I got, let's see, I want to spend a Benny. I got
Okay.
a 1 and a 2. That's not a critical, right?
That is not a crit fail. Nope.
Cool. Just gonna spend a Benny to re-roll that. There we go. Okay, so I got a 7.
7. Okay. I'm just gonna make a note here. All right. Okay. All right. So you run over, you get to the bar, and you're at the bar. What then are you going to do? Anything, or are you
Isn't that the question?
That is a good question.
So the console is in the middle, right?
Yes.
There's a computery terminal thing,
right on.
but we need something from it, right?
You do.
Okay. Then is there this is a party room.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any chandeliers, large lighting fixtures?
Oh, for sure. For sure. There's definitely
Disco ball.
some. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I want to there's a couple ram pythonians.
Yes. Ram pythons. Yes.
I want to. Is there something heavy above any of them?
I will say if you want there to be something heavy above them, that would definitely be a Benny spend, but you absolutely could
I'm gonna
spend a
spend
Benny.
a Benny.
All right, yeah. I like the disco ball idea, so yes, for sure. Yeah,
Then
because
I'm gonna-
there's more than just the ones that are flanking Ekoth. So there's a couple others in here as well. So yeah, there's definitely a disco ball above 2 of them.
Awesome. I'm gonna try and with my laser rifle shoot above the disco ball to break it and try to knock out the ram pythonian.
That's awesome. The cold shot's probably a little smaller of an object. I'm going to give you a -2 to
That's
hit
fair.
that.
Shooting, right?
Correct.
Oh, that's an 8 that explodes.
Nice.
8 plus 2 is 10, but -2 is 8.
8, which is still a success with a raise.
Yeah.
So that hits. So you're going to get an additional d6 of damage. Go ahead and roll that damage, and let's just see what you get.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so that's gonna be 3d6. Because I get an extra d6. Ooh! So that is 6, 6, 3. That is 15 plus 1 is 16.
16. That sounds like enough to break the supports that are holding the disco ball. So yeah, what does this look like? You crack off that shot, and it does break it. But what happens? So then, yeah, you tell me what happens.
So I run over and I look over my glasses to sight it with my eyes,
Nice.
and I raise up my gun, and and I say to no one, "Time to dance," and I shoot the the supports on the disco ball, and it falls and it catches the light coming in from the windows. So there's a brief moment of this light scattering all over the room before there's a loud thunk as it lands on the ram pythonian's head.
Nice.
And whether or not it knocks them out, I'll leave that in your capable hands.
All right. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me 3d6. And I will give you, because Chad has been awarding you guys some bennies, which we'll get to here in a second. But so instead of me awarding you a benny for the time to dance, which under normal circumstances I 100% would, I'm going to award you an extra d6 of damage to this Ram Pythonian.
Okay, here we go. 3d6. That's yes. So that is 13.
13. It lands square on top of his head and just flattens him, and pieces of glass, reflective glass, just like scatter as they shatter across the dance floor. And the other one who was there, the ball didn't hit him, but it was enough to cause him to get the hell out of the way, and so that particular one will be distracted for his action that turn. But yeah, you just totally just knock one of them out as the disco ball falls right on top of him. Well done. We did have some bennies that were awarded. John, did you see who got one?
Yeah, all players got a Benny.
Nice.
So sorry, Chris.
No, that's okay. I've got a bounty of bennies right now that I haven't spent, but I have a feeling I'm going to end up spending a good amount because I roll like crap most of the time. So,
Would you
all
say
right.
you have a plethora of bennies?
El Guapo, is it possible that you are upset because you have reached a certain age? Oh, what a great movie. All right.
Yes.
And that you are picking on me. All right. So, my turn. Yes, the guards, the ram pythons get to go. One of them certainly is distracted. The two that were flanking Ekoth, Ekoth does take a free action to say, he's mine. I've got him. And so they are going to direct their fire elsewhere. They see the fearsome cat, so I'm thinking that they're probably one of them's gonna target Rawl for sure. So let's get that out of the way. He hoists up his pulse rifle, and he's actually gonna take both shots at you. And his shooting die is that. So there's that, and there's that. That's going to be a miss, so I am going to spend a Benny now. Here we go. There we go. So you get hit with one of the beams, or one of the beams from the pulse rifle, Rawl, as this ram python targets you. And let's do some damage. Not bad. That's going to be 20 points of damage coming at you from this pulse rifle as he unloads on you there, Rawl. Don't forget, your toughness is your base toughness plus your armor plus your toughness bonus,
which is 15.
15, and I said I did what, 21?
Mm-hmm.
So that will be 1 point taken off your absorption.
Mm-hmm.
As your armor absorbs that wound, and you also are currently shaken, which you'll have a chance to get rid of here shortly. Okay, and let's see, the other one, who's he going to take a shot at? I think he might. Let's see, 1 through 3 is going to go for Chaos. 4 through 6 he's going to go for Spaz. He decides to target Chaos. That was my brother. As he aims his rifle, and he is also going to take 2 shots at you as well. So these will be at a -2. Those are both going to miss. I'm going to spend another Benny.
He just really hates disco a lot.
He does, actually. He's sad about his brother, but he's happy that that damn disco ball is dead.
Valid. That's valid.
Yeah, both shots miss, and so Chaos, you're standing there, and The bar around you is just riddled with holes as the pulse laser rifle goes off, but you are left completely unscathed by that.
Oh,
You
good.
can. The other one who is distracted, he's going to make an effort, and he probably actually is going to shoot at Chaos because you are the closest. He's distracted, but he is also going to unload both shots at you. This is actually going to be a -4 for him. That one's definitely a miss, but that one is a hit. Just a straight up hit. Okay. So you are hit, Chaos, by one from the distracted guy. And that's not great damage. 8, 13, 14 points of damage coming your way there.
Gotcha. So I add my armor, my toughness, and my toughness bonus, right?
Correct.
So that total would be... Oh, 14 exactly.
14 exactly. All right, so you also now are shaken. And I'll put a little marker
Okay.
by... there you are. All right. That's all the Ram Pythons for now.
Does my absorption go down, or
Your
am I still good?
Nope, your absorption does not go down because they didn't cause a wound on you. So
Perfect.
you're just shaken.
Okay.
That's going to bring us to the big bad guys. So Ekoth Rage, he has also drawn his sword, his plasma sword, and he brings it around and he says, "It's not quite my mace, but it's going to have to do." And he's going to take a swing at you. What's your parry score?
My parry is 8.
8. Damn. All right.
And,
I am now going to spend another Benny because he missed.
And
Let's
plus,
try it
it's
again.
actually +2 to that when using a light sword. I don't know if that
yes.
applies in this case, so it would actually be 10.
Yes, yeah, because you normally have to designate that before you do it, but that's
okay,
fine.
sorry.
But this is your first time playing this character, so that is just fine. 10 is just fine. Jeez, and he, despite his best efforts, he cannot get through. You continue to block and parry each one of his strikes as they come in, and you see him getting progressively frustrated with that. Wegu is going to do what he's going to do. And then Kobe looks at you, Spaz. It actually looks behind him and sees what happened to the warden, and then looks at you. Was that the tree fort?
AB.
Oh, come on. You're putting me in a tough spot here, man.
Oh,
And-
don't worry about it. I put him in the same tree fort that I put your record collection in.
You son of a bitch! And his arms go up like this, and you see debris kind of coalesce around him and some medical implements, and he points at you and he's like, "Eat it!" And this stuff comes at you in a straight stream. And let's see what he does to you. Gosh damn it. Oh boy. I really burned through a lot of bennies this round. Alright, I'm gonna spend on the Benny.
Dot has offered to send you a Benny the moment you need one, so.
Well, I'm down to 2 for my base start, and then my bad guy bennies, because they're
There
special
it
bad
is.
guys. Oh, did I get it? Alright,
You
I'll
did
take
get
it.
it.
Alright. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Dot.
Dot just
alright.
wants to see me suffer. I see how she is.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. That is a success with a raise. So all of this debris and medical implements come at you, and that is going to be 3d6 damage.
Rude.
You shouldn't have done that. 18 points of damage as this stuff barrels into you, Spaz.
Okay, so that will do 5 above my soak.
So that will take 1 wound, so your absorption will drop by 1.
Can I spend a
And-
Benny to try and absorb it?
Not on the absorption damage. Those ones are essentially like free wounds. So no.
Oh, it's only after the absorption's gone.
Correct.
Okay,
And
cool.
Spaz, you are also shaken from that. All
Love
right.
that.
That is the main bad guys. And to finish out the round is going to be Rawl. Rawl, you're shaken. Make me a spirit roll. Let's see if you can unshake.
Oh, that's even better than vigor roll. I take that. Yeah, 5.
You are definitely unshaken. You may act normally. Go get him, kitty.
Define normally. I just noticed what I didn't notice the first time that we were fighting indoors like this is that I have amazing reflexes, which guarantees me 1 extra non-movement action with no,
Oh, with no
with,
multi-action penalties?
yeah, no multi-action penalty.
Wow.
What I'm going to do is use my pounce to try and find one of these lights and turn it so that it is blinding the guards or distracting, dazzling, whatever, the guards and Kobe. And then I'm going to shoot with my disruptor, the fucker that shot me.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, both of those. So you won't be at a -2 with either one. The first one, that sounds like an athletics test that you're doing.
Yes, it
To
does.
dazzle them, and it's pretty easy because of what Chaos did with the first disco ball. There's light reflecting out all over the place. So if you grab that second one, you can try and use that to your advantage. So go for it. I love this.
Yeah, 13 on that to grab
Jeez.
onto the ball and try and manipulate it the right way I want to.
That's gonna be. Let me. I have to resist this, which is gonna be really freaking tough. No. So they all the Ram Pythons are gonna continue to be distracted.
And I'm
as
going to
the-
sing Lady Gaga's Let's Dance while I'm doing it too.
Nice.
Since she is a gay icon, let's rep her a little bit. And
Oh,
then,
yeah,
like I
there we
said, I'm
go.
gonna
Nice
I'm gonna
pride
shoot.
reference. I should give you a Benny for that, but I'll let chat do that. All right, go ahead. Please
I
continue.
am going to now shoot the guy that shot me. Foolish move. Foolish move. And 5 is 11 on the hit, so that's going to give me my d12 damage. 3d8. Bear with. Oh, John, you've got to help me if I need help with my math. That's what Sean does.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Just don't ask me to help you with the dice.
Not the dice. Let's see. Okay, 8 and 6. So if we take that 9,
14.
that's 15.
14.
9 and 6.
Oh,
15?
9 and 6 is
That's
15, yes.
And then 5 more is 20, and now the d12 is 12. And
Did you really get a
10.
12?
That's
A
42.
12 and a 10.
Yeah,
42.
42.
All right. So what does it look
It's
like?
the answer.
I'm not even going to bother calculating how many wounds that is because I know it's going to be enough.
As I spin the disco ball around, I just let the disintegrator turn around and just go, bad choice. And it hits him, just shoots him, and just splatters him down into, like, the outline chalk man drawing on the ground. Just
Yes.
hopefully
yes.
making a nice slick spot on the floor that if any of the other enemies pass through it, they'll have to make a check to not.
That's perfect. Well done. Love it. All right, that's the end of the first round. Not bad, you guys. Not bad. Okay, let's see. We still haven't gotten a Joker yet, so they're in here. New round. Chaos. 9 of spades. Rawl. There it is. Joker. Y'all get a Benny. Nice players.
Nice.
Rage. You get 2 cards. Ooh, Queen of Clubs or 10 of Clubs. I'm assuming you're going to want that Queen of Clubs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Spaz. Jack of Diamonds. Wow, you guys have definitely made up for your last round. Big time. Jiminy Christmas. Okay. The Distracted Ram Pythons. They get a King of Hearts. That's really good. Ooh. And a group of bad guys get the Ace of Spades. So even though you drew really high, it's not quite high enough.
Man, 2 blockbuster hits.
Yeah,
Playing
for
with
sure.
the Queen of Hearts and Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades. Motorhead. Nice.
Yeah. So that means that Ekoth, Kobe, and Wegu are gonna go unless Rawl wants to go before them.
Yeah, I will.
And
How
Rawl,
many of the...
oh, go ahead, Rawl. Just so you know, you're +2 on everything that you do this round, so you can definitely multi-action penalty then, or multi-action this round if you wanted to.
Excellent. So how many of the Python guards are left?
There that you can see, there are at least 3.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna look at Wagyu.
Okay.
Make your choice carefully. Your life depends on it. And then I'm going to slide my paws over top of the disco ball, still maintaining the position it's in, and shoot at two of the guards with my missiles.
Ooh, okay. Are you performing a test on Wegu?
I can do if you like.
Well, I mean that's
My
really kind of up to
persuasion?
you.
Yeah,
Persuasion or intimidation, whichever one you'd like.
I think I would prefer persuasion since he seemed to be kind of on the fence and Chaos hasn't gone after him. I don't want to try to intimidate him. He's a friend of Chaos's
Okay.
so far.
So
But
this
if
is
Chaos
persuasion.
changes his mind, there we go. 6.
Okay. And what specifically did
No,
you
actually
say?
6. That would be 8 because with the +2.
+2.
Make your choice carefully. Your life may depend on it.
Okay. All right. He does make eye contact with you, and his little fought ears, or his big fought ears, perk up.
And now I'm gonna shoot two of the guards separately with my missiles, which do have armor penetration of 5.
Perfect. Well, not for them, it's not perfect, but for you, it's great.
5 on the first one,
Which is a hit,
and 4 on the second one.
which is also a hit.
And those are... Oh, and it had the auto aim as well. I forgot the auto aim, which was a 4, so that's fine.
Okay.
2d6 damage each.
All right.
We'll do those individually. So the first one is 9.
That one, he's actually able to turn a little bit as it explodes nearby him and does not do enough damage to penetrate his armor.
Oh, we were right. 11. Thank you, Stevie. I just saw the fingers.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I
right.
forgot to add the +2.
11.
Forgot to add the +2 to the hit rolls as well, but that's okay.
That actually, that will shake him. That will shake him. Okay.
And then the second one is, okay, 6 and 4, 10, and 5 is 15, 16, 17.
Okay. That one catches him square in the chest, and he stumbles back a little bit, but he's still kicking as his armor looks like it has absorbed most of that. But
Even with the armor penetration?
yes, because that lowered
Okay.
his toughness score, so that was part of the reason why.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that hurt. Is that everything from you?
Yeah, that's gonna be it for me.
All right. Okay. My big bad group's gonna go. Wagyu does what Wagyu does. They can't go yet. Kobe. Looks at you again, Spaz. Look, you don't have to. You can just surrender. It's okay. I mean, the warden's actually a pretty decent guy. Because you got skills.
Well, wait a minute. No, he locked me with a power dampener on for 2 weeks in that cell. If he wanted my skills, he would have said something. And I still owe you for leaving me to hold the bag and cost me all that money. So, bring it.
All right, if that's what you want. Okay. he kind of moves his arms a little bit and then puts his hands in front of his eyes. Gosh damn it. I'm gonna spend
Is
a
he
penny.
affected by the ball?
He is not affected by the ball. There we go. All right. And a pool around you actually what he does, he covers his eyes and then he kind of pushes his hands out towards you, Spaz, and you see like this inky blackness come out, protrude from his hands, and it encompasses you, and it actually also catches Rawl in that as well, and the two of you are completely engulfed in darkness.
Even though I'm up on the ball?
Even though you're up on the ball, it actually extends up there. It's dark. It's not like pitch black, but it is all dark, and it's quite large. And that is Kobe's turn. Ekoth, he's frustrated at you. He is actually I'm gonna have him multi-action penalty. And he on you, Rage, and he is going to... What's he gonna do? He says to you, Rage, he says, I know deep down you don't want to do this. You know that it was important, how important it was that I saved that child. I sacrificed my reputation to save that child, and we both know who that child is. Let it go. And he's going to use persuasion on you, which you are going to resist. I believe persuasion is a smarts skill, so you're going to resist with your smarts. I'm -2 on this. Oof.
Persuasion is spirit.
Persuasion is spirit. All right, you resist with your spirit. Thank you.
All right. Does my code of honor or anything play into this at all?
That's a great question. I like that question a lot. I'll give you a +1 on that.
Then that so I rolled a 5 plus 1 would be 6.
Would be 6. All right. His words ring empty in your ears as he tries to test you, and it fails. So now he's just going to follow it up with a swing from his plasma sword as he comes at you fiercely. Ooh, why didn't I get that with the last one? That is, your parry is 8,
10.
you said?
10.
10. I got a 12, so I did get you. Didn't get you with a raise, but I did get you. Plasma sword, he's got that, plus his strength, which is that. So it's this, plus 8. Ooh. If there's any die to explode, it was that one. 23 points of damage coming at you from this plasma sword strike.
All right. And coming off that, does my toughness or armor apply?
Yes, so your toughness plus your toughness bonus from your armor, as well as the armor. So those 3 numbers added together is what we're looking at here.
So
I
15
think his is the
off.
same as, yeah. I was gonna say, I think his is the same as mine.
15, you said?
15 off, yep.
Okay. All right, and that was exactly what I did. So, damn it. All right, so you are at least shaken. Where are you here? Rage, you're shaken. Okay. So he strikes up against your armor and kind of causes you to stumble back just towards the edge of the stage, but you don't fall off, but you are slightly off kilter a little bit. And that is the last of my bad guys. Yep. Which then brings us to me again with the Ram Pythons. All right, so we got 3 left. They're all distracted. They're all currently shaken. Let's see if they can get rid of that shaken. Where's their spirit? They have decent spirit. It would even be better if I could find my right die. Here we go. They definitely they're able to shake off that, but their distracted nature is still there. They can't see They can't see you anymore, Rawl, nor can they see you, Spaz. They can't interfere with Rage, so the only one they can shoot at is Chaos. So that's what they're going to do. And they're shooting.
I mean, they can see my baby blue eyes looking over my sunglasses. Do they still want to shoot at me?
For as damn handsome as Chaos is, and I mean even these ram pythons, which are not your species, they're gonna admit that. Look, that's a damn handsome sentient being. But we are under obligation to kill said sentient beings. That's just kind of the way it is.
I understand.
Yeah. Jiminy Christmas. All right. Gonna spend a Benny because they all suck. All right. There we go.
Easy come, easy go.
One of them, they're all only doing a single shot because I don't need a -4. Nobody needs a -4. But one does hit you, not with a raise. You can thank the distracted nature for that.
Yeah.
But you were hit. Now it's time to do a little bit of damage to you. All right. I rolled 2 1s in that damage, so I'm going to spend a Benny to reroll the damage. I have now used my last regular Benny. I still have my big bad guy Bennies, but we'll see how this goes. That's a little bit better. 11, 15, 17, 19 points of damage coming at you, Chaos.
So my toughness and armor and toughness bonus is 14.
14, so that is going to take a you're going to be shaken, and it's going to give you a wound as well.
So my absorption's down to 2?
Correct. Ooh, actually it's going to be down to 1 because you were no. Yep, it only goes down 1. Sorry, I just remembered the rule as I was about to get the rule wrong. All right. They are no longer distracted. Thank goodness. I'm sure that won't last for them. And yep, and so he did that. Okay. That brings us now. It's your guys' turn to wail on me. First up is Rage. Rage, you are shaken, so you're gonna need to roll me a spirit check.
Bennett, unshake.
You get a free spirit check first.
Oh, okay.
If you fail that, then you can absolutely spend that Benny and be automatically unshaken.
All right, I will.
You just need a
roll.
4.
If I find my D8, there it is. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I rolled an 8.
Right, as long as you get a 4.
Matter. Yeah.
Yep, you're good to go. So you are unshaken. You may act.
Erikoth, you are merely a disappointment who has allowed others to cross their blades for them. And I will strike at him again with the sword.
All right. You're making a big mistake.
So here we go. All right, so that's going to... Oh, I need to roll my wild die. Ooh. Nope. Still not high enough to be much more impressive. So we're looking at a 8.
An 8 will just hit him.
Awesome. All right, so rolling up some damage. I am going to spend a Benny to re-roll one of the damage dice.
You can re-roll all the damage dice, actually.
There we go. So we are looking at 11 plus 8.
Which is 19,
19,
right?
yep.
All right. That is going to shake him, but it is not enough to penetrate his armor. He does have some tough armor on. And you kick him back as he was trying to like get you off the stage, but you recover your footing and you come back at him with a flurry of blows and you drive him back a bit until you finally make a connection, and he just looks up at you and he says, "This is all you got? This is all your Iridani honor can give you?" And that was Rage. And now Spaz. Spaz, you were also shaken and in darkness, but make me that spirit roll first. To see if you can unshake.
Yeah, or if it goes horribly wrong. Thank you, Huss. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Yeah, my D4 spirit thanks you so much.
I'm here to help.
Oh, on the bright side, I did not roll 1, so that would be a 5.
A 5 is enough, so you are free to act. So you find
So-
yourself consumed in darkness.
Is it just darkness, or is it doing any damage? Or
There's no damage. You're just everything. Just the stuff came out of his hands, and then whoop, you were enveloped in darkness.
do I remember where he's still standing?
You have a vague memory. You could possibly make a smarts roll to maybe get a better guess, but
I would like to, because otherwise I could just attack the darkness, but I'd rather try and try and shoot him.
I got to give you a Benny for that one. You know,
I
the
wasn't
dead
even
ale,
fishing for that one.
the dead alewives reference. You know, cheers. That's awesome.
All right. Holy MacGyver! So both my dice explode. The 10
right.
and the 6. The 6 explodes again, so I got a 14 and a 12 now. I got a 14 and a 14, so I think
14 and a 14.
I'll take the 14.
Are you sure you don't want to take the 14?
Okay, I'll take the 14. You
All
talk me
right, all right.
into
I
it.
mean, you know, I just want to make sure you're making the right choice for your character.
No, you're right. 14.
14. Okay.
14.
All right. Let's go.
Final answer.
Let's go with 14. Final answer. All right. So what we'll say is that there still was just enough glimmer from the disco ball that Rawl is currently riding on that cut through the darkness enough to where you're able to at least see an outline of Kobe.
And it doesn't help that he's doing the evil bad guy cackle laughter.
No, that it doesn't help him at all.
So Spaz again reaches down into the matrix, and when he opens his eyes and focuses on where the laughter's coming from, his eyes start glowing red and the darkness starts to get pushed back, and he just puts his hands together in front of his chest and looks up, and a blast of fire goes right at Kobe.
Nice.
That is a decent roll. It's not good enough. That is, I'm gonna spend the dead alewives Benny for that one. And that's a 10. Boom.
Jeez.
That's a 17.
17. That'll give you the raise, so you're going to get an extra bit of damage here on
Yep.
Kobe.
And I'm doing fire also, so it's incendiary.
Oof. Okay, that's going to cause problems.
Yeah. Well, probably to more than him, but you know. So with the raise, is that 3 or 46? I forget.
Would be you have blast. That would be 3d6, unless you augmented the damage when you did it. when you cast
forgot, so
Okay.
I'm going to say no.
It. All right.
One of those sixes explodes, so that's 11, 15, 18. Thank you, Shadowrun Die.
Wow. 18. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. You just let out this thing, and you hear this. You hear some pops and explosions, and you can hear him just kind of wailing a little bit, and kind of hot, as he's trying to get out of the blast radius, so to speak. And let's round out this round with Chaos. Chaos, you are also shaken, so please make me the spirit roll, and let's see what happens to you.
All right, let's see. Spirit, that's a D8. That's not bad. Do I also roll a wild die with this?
Correct.
Okay. That's a 4.
That's all you need. You are free to act.
All right, so can I use my movement to hop over the bar?
Hell yeah. Easily enough.
All right, I hop over the bar. I take a quick peek. Is there anything fun underneath the bar?
What define fun?
I'm thinking if there was... This is like a crime lord's, home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So-
Absolutely.
I figure
So-
everyone in their employ knows how to fight.
Yes.
I wonder if the bartender would have weapons underneath the bar for such an occasion.
That is a very convincing argument. I like your thread of logic. I think that there would indeed be a rifle of some sort. Probably most bars usually have some sort of shotgun. We'll say so. Yeah, I think that there would definitely be a shotgun underneath there.
Let's see. Is there any chance? Would it do the same damage as my laser rifle?
How much damage does your laser rifle do?
My laser rifle does 2d6 plus 1.
The shotgun would actually do 3d6.
Ooh, is the range different though?
It is different, but I think as long as you're not shooting at anybody on the stage, you're gonna be probably in short range.
So I pick up the shotgun and put it in my pocket.
As one
remind
does.
me, remind me, there are 3 Pythonians left.
There are three Pythonians left. Yes.
Are they clustered together by any chance? Like how?
No, because there's 2 that are still up on the stage, and there's the
Gotcha.
other one who was the disco ball next to the disco ball guy. So he is actually probably closest to you.
Gotcha. And is he still distracted? Can I tell?
He is not distracted now because they have gone.
Okay.
So he's regained his senses and he's looking to he's trained on you because he already shot at you. So
Yeah. Then I'm going to do I? Yeah, this feels like big battle. I put the little shotgun. I go, oh well, thank you very much. Put it in my pocket, and I bring out my big boy grenade launcher, and I'm going to launch a grenade at him. I'm going to do a freezy pop magnetic grenade, but I got to roll to see if I hit first. That would be
Okay.
shooting, right?
absolutely.
Okay.
I am dying to hear the description of what this thing does.
They got fun little names. Let's see.
I had the Freezy Pop goo during the prison fight.
That's
against the
right.
warden.
That is a 12.
A 12 is a hit with a raise, so whatever the grenade stuff does with the raise, you're going to get.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it does damage 3d6. Targets are also hindered until they spend an action to clear the ice. HW?
It stands for heavy weapon, so yeah, don't worry
Gotcha.
about that part of it.
Cold attack affects only the target, does not use a blast template. On an attack roll raise, the target is entangled.
Ooh, okay,
Ooh.
that's gonna be bad.
All right, so let me cook up this 3d6 of cold damage. Chaos says, "Hey, chill." Oh, that's an exploding die. Okay, so that's 7 plus 6 is 13.
Yep.
Plus 3 is 16 damage. 16 cold damage.
16 cold damage. And that is going to... And then they have to spend an action basically to clear that around them. Right? Is that what you said?
At base, yeah, they're hindered until they spend an action to clear the ice, and this Pythonian is also entangled.
He's entangled. All right, so I've got that marked. All right, and yeah, okay. Oof, boy, yeah, he's in... That one is in rough shape. Nicely done. All right. That was cool. Okay, here we go. Round 3. First up, Chaos. I have shuffled the cards, by the way. 4 of spades for Chaos. Rawl, 7 of diamonds. Rage gets 2. Rage, I'm assuming you're going to go with the King of Clubs over the 3 of Clubs. And then Spaz gets an 8 of hearts. The Ram Pythons, an 8 of diamonds.
You know, the Ram
And-
Pythons opened for the cloth sheaths, right? At Lollapalooza last year.
Oh, did they really? Oh, nice. Nice. Were they any good?
A
Yeah.
lot of hissing.
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
booing.
That's just kind of the way. That's kind of the way it goes. Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you expect? A lot of baying, I would imagine too.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept swallowing the patrons in the front row.
And then their stomachs just bloated out. It was awful. And then the big bad guys get a 10 of diamonds. So, does anybody want to spend a Benny? The Chaos, you have a 4. And Raw, you got a 7. And Spaz, you got an 8. But I mean, if you're
redraw.
looking to beat the big bads, you need a better than a 10.
I'll redraw.
All right, Spaz redraws. I'm assuming you want to keep the 8 instead of the 3 of spades.
Yeah, that would be a good assumption.
Everybody else is good?
No, here we go. I'm gonna spend one as well.
Okay, Rawl spending one as well. Rawl, negative, Ghost Rider. You just get a 6 of clubs, so your 7 of diamonds
Oh, the
Is
pattern
better.
of soul.
stays in play. All right, but first up is going to be Rage. Rage, let's have you unshake because you were shaken. So make me that spirit roll there.
And again, I get that 8 on that spirit roll. I'm doing great with that.
Yes, you are.
All right. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. No. Go ahead. Yep. Your turn. You go.
I briefly stop and I say to him, all I have? Why don't we settle this in the oldest way? Let's take off our armor and see what happens.
Ooh. Make me a persuasion roll. Kind of like that.
That's D4, Ghost Rider. Let me see what I got here. Ooh, this could be fun. I rolled a 4 and a 4. That is 3 4s in a row. This is why I love D4s in this game that can explode. You have such a high possibility of them happening. Okay, well that last one was a 1. That is 13.
Hold on. He's like back with his blade when you say that, and he looks at you and he says, "You first." And he seems sincere.
It's a trap.
Might be, but I will actually take off my armor.
All right, and he does the same. He grabs like the quick release thing, and it just all goes to the floor. And then the two of you stand there, and because I don't want to make you wait around to do this because that was damn cool. And I'll give you a Benny for that. That's a pretty ballsy move. So go ahead and make your attack.
Sorry, Sean. I hope your character lives.
I gotta redo this dude's toughness, which has gotten significantly lower.
So I rolled a 9 plus 2 because of the light weapon.
Oh,
Light sword expert is an 11.
An 11, that will hit, but not with a raise. You just missed it.
All right, so here we go. Let's have some
Okay.
fun.
Yep, this might hurt.
This is going to hurt. I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Oof.
I'm just going to go. I'm going to spend a Benny to re-roll that one. Can I re-roll one of the dice, or do I have to re-roll them both?
You do need to re-roll them both. I am a benevolent GM, but my benevolence only goes so far.
All right,
The
then
highest.
I
of the
am.
roll ball.
Yes, you do take the highest of the two. Of the two rolls.
Oh, do I want to do it? No, I'm going to hold off because it's still a dang good roll.
Okay.
So that is going to be a 24 total.
Oof. 10, 14, 10, 14, 18, 22, 24, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's 4 wounds that are coming at him. So I am definitely going to spend a Benny to soak. This is going to be tough. Vigor. He does have a good vigor, and he is a wild card, so I do get a D6. That's bad. I'm going to spend another Benny. What's that? All right, so he absorbs 2 of the wounds. He has taken 2 wounds from that. So you definitely cut deep into him, and he stumbles, and he has a nasty wound in his side for sure. That was a good hit. That brings us to them. He's gonna strike back at you.
The Ekoth strikes back.
Let's see. That's what that is. All right.
10 on parry. Yep.
Your what is your parry now?
10 on parry.
10. All right. Gonna spend my last bad guy Benny. All right. 13 will hit, but not with a raise, so he hits you back.
All right.
Okay, let's see what damage he does here. Strength plus a d6 plus 8. This could hurt back.
It'll hurt.
But not as bad as what you did. 8 plus 9 is 17, so you take just your straight toughness score. No armor bonus, no toughness bonus. Just what is your
Toughness
regular
6.
toughness? 6. So what did I say? I said 13? No, 19. 17.
17, I think is what you said.
5. 3, sir. Yeah, 17. So 6.
11.
So 6, 10, 14. You also are going to take 2 wounds, but you can spend a Benny and soak, which is a
I'll
vigor
spend
roll.
it for him.
Oh,
Since he's fighting, I'll spend it for him.
all right. There you go. Roll that vigor. You still gotta soak it.
All right, rolling the
You need,
bigger.
and then you need at least an 8 to soak both wounds.
I need a what? No, what?
You need at least an 8 total to soak both wounds.
To soak both wounds. Okay, so
Right.
7 does not then.
7
Chris?
will soak one of them, so you'll just have 1 wound.
Chris, unfortunately, I mean, due to the beautiful warm firelight of Kobe, I'm going to spend a Benny to let him reroll that.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Common bond
scared.
rearing its head.
Okay, I should not have been scared. That's a 9.
9.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, you cut him, and he looks at you and he goes, "That was a good cut." And then he comes at you fiercely, and just when he thought he had an opening, you moved the last moment and parried that blade out of the way. And that was really, really well done.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Wegu. You see Wegu. He runs for the console, the center console, and he has actually made it there. And you see him frantically typing on the terminals. Oh, good job, Wig. And you and his little fat eyes kind of widen, his ears kind of perk up, and he's like, huh, yeah. And you see him frantically tapping. That's what Wegu does. Kobe, you're still in darkness, Spaz, so you can't see what Kobe does. Kobe does
He
that.
burns, actually.
Well, he was yes. He also has that problem as well. I'm gonna roll this for him. Okay, so he's still able to do that. So that's what Kobe does, and we just did Ekoth, so that was him. Which now brings us to 8 of Hearts, which is Spaz. And you are still standing in the darkness, and now any of the little light bonuses and everything, that is all gone, so you're still stuck in that darkness.
Okay, did Kobe take his incendiary damage?
He did, yes.
Okay, cool. I didn't know. I shouldn't have asked earlier because I didn't know if it went on my turn or his turn. So I would like to move out of the darkness.
Okay. Which direction do you want to try and go? Because now that you've been in here, you're a little confused.
Straight towards where I last saw the light.
Okay, go ahead and make a smarts roll for me.
I have smarts. I've proven that. Whoops. I have so many smarts, I just dropped my smarts die on the ground. And now the cats are after it. That's a 10.
That is a 10. That is.
That's another 10.
Oh, jeez.
That's a 28. Cat
You-
cannot have that.
You know exactly where you're going, and you just beeline out of it, and it takes you maybe about half of your pace, and you're out of the darkness. You do not see Kobe anywhere.
Okay. Do I see one of the ram pythons?
Absolutely. There's the two that are up on stage that are very close to where you're at.
I'm gonna reach behind me, pull out my Diomatic fluid gun, kick on one of the Freezy Pop goo chamber, and I'm gonna try and shoot one of them. Or I'm gonna try and shoot both of them.
Yeah, because is that a blast template, or are you taking multiple
Yes,
shots?
it is. It is
Oh,
a blast
perfect.
template.
You definitely can get them. As long as it's medium, you got them.
What's this cone template, actually?
Oh yeah, cone template. You can angle yourself enough to do so.
Cool. So that is going to be shooting, which is a d6, and the wild die. And that is a chance to spend my next to last Benny. It was a 5, but I want better.
5 would hit.
I'm going to take the 5 because the other roll sucked.
All right. So you did hit both of them in that cone template.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does not. They do not automatically catch fire. So they do take 3d6 damage, though.
Okay.
And they have a chance of catching fire. So
Nice.
that is 15 damage.
15 damage, which would be enough to shake the two of them, but not enough to damage their armor. So you do bathe them with this, and they are definitely disrupted by it. But they're still standing. Which brings us to them. So the one who is entangled is basically going to spend his entire round to try and get out of this, so he can't do anything. But the other two are going to try and unshake, which may happen. There they are. And their spirit, what spirit is that? They do. They unshake. They get out of the way of the fire, and both of them turn their weapons on you, Spaz. And they are going to shoot double shots at you. And their shooting is that. So it's this. These are all at -2. They both hit you. You got hit with 2 shots, both with a raise. Spaz, this might hurt.
I bet it will.
So the first shot is going to do 10, 14, 19, 21, 24 points of damage coming at you for the first shot, Spaz.
That hurt a lot. 11 got through.
11 got through, which would be 2 wounds or 2 off your absorption.
And that's 2 off my absorption. I have my armor shatters.
All right. You still do get the armor bonus, just not the toughness bonus anymore. So your toughness is going to drop by whatever your toughness bonus was.
Okay, I'm down to a 10.
And the second shot, which also hit you with the raise, this is also going to hurt, Spaz. 10, 15, 23 points of damage.
Oh, that's
Spend
13
a
that
penny.
gets through.
Yeah, I was
How
about
much-
to say.
How much got through, Spaz?
13.
13, which is 3 wounds. So, yes, I heard 2 offers of bennies for you to soak this.
Appreciate it.
So who all right, so Rage is volunteering that one. Okay. All right, so make that vigor roll. You have 3 wounds coming at you.
That is just a 4. I'm going to spend my last Benny to reroll.
Okay.
I got a 4.
All right, so you soak one of them, so you take 2 wounds. You are you're going to be at -2 on any actions moving forward.
Can I spend a penny too, or can only one person
No, you can totally spend a Benny. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to give another Benny towards another soak roll.
Okay. All right. Roll it, Spaz.
That is a 6. Chaos. Look at you. 8. So I only take
8.
1 wound back.
Right. Yep. So now you'll just be -1. Nice. So you soak 2 of them. So yeah, your armor helps you, but as you weather the assault from this pulse lasers, you come up a little worse for wear. That is them, and that brings us to Rawl. Rawl, you're on the disco ball. Rawl on the ball,
No.
and it is you're also in darkness.
I do have. You said it wasn't pitch black, total darkness.
Correct.
So my low light vision should allow me to see. Yes.
It does allow you to see to a certain degree. Yes.
I just need shapes, because I am going to do what I can to make who hurt my spaz pay.
You can definitely see shapes, or at least flashes of light from their pulse laser rifles as they unload on poor Spaz.
I want to pounce on one and shoot the other with the disintegrator.
All right.
I know there will be penalty. It is fine.
Okay. What do you want to resolve first?
I don't know where my reflexes and that penalty stuff comes in or whatever. I'm gonna do the pounce first, which is my athletics.
Okay. Well, you're pouncing on them to attack that because then that would be fighting.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll do fighting, because I'm gonna pounce on one to do the talon attack and then shoot the other one.
Okay, and you don't get a multi-action penalty because of your Katniss.
Correct. The
not your
reflexes.
not your Everdeen kind of Katniss, just your regular Katniss.
Dang it!
Right. So both my talons, both of my talons will not be at a penalty, but my shot will be at a penalty.
Cool.
So, claw. 6 and a 4, so I'm gonna roll that 6. Another 6. And, come back here, it bounced out of my tray. And a 2, so 14 on the first hit.
14, that will hit with a raise, so you'll get an extra d6 of damage on that.
Excellent. The other talon, that's gonna be a lot on that first one, is a 4, so it will be a regular hit.
If this is a talon attack that 4 does not beat their parry.
Okay, so the second one misses, which is fine, but the first one does my strength plus 4d6 plus that additional d6. So that's...
Wow.
Strength is a d6 also, so that's... Hold on, let me add that and roll them all together. That's 4... That'll be 6d6.
Goodness gracious. All right.
All right, I'm ready to math for you.
Okay. 16... And a pair of 6s, so 16 and 12...
28.
Plus 4. 16 and 12
32.
plus 4. That's the one talon, and then I will shoot with the other dude. You leave the spaz alone. That's gonna be a pair of 5s, so I'm not gonna get my d12. I'll just get the d6.
But this one, was that with the -2, the 5s?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So those are just regular hits.
And that will be 3d8 plus 6 plus 1. So that's 8. And 8 is 16. And 4 is 20. And then the d6 is 6. 26.
20.
27, 20, 29 with the disruptor. Or the disintegrator. I'm
All right.
just intent on having a disruptor. So that was 2 different targets.
Yes. So this feline fury that you're unleashing, what does it look like as you take out both of these ram python guards?
I mean, she comes out of the darkness from above, snarling, and her ears are laid back, her teeth are bared, her claws she just comes straight in on the first one, grabs a hold of him and just rips downward, trying to pull his throat out as the cannon spins. Not my spaz. And just fires.
And yeah, just Pythonian blood goes everywhere and body parts go everywhere as you just rake through and vaporize the other one, and those two ram pythons fall just as the last one who was entangled by Chaos's grenade is just starting to pull out, and he's looking extremely nervous. And that actually brings us to Chaos. Chaos, it's your turn. You see this ram python. He's spent his entire action to try and get out, and you see Wegu over at the terminal, and he, occasionally his eyes might glance up and look at you, but it's your action.
So I want to look at Wegu and make eye contact, and I want to spend a Benny to do a influence the story.
Ooh, okay. How are we going to influence it?
What I'm thinking, I want there to be a montage as we make eye contact of all of our past adventures, and so we see kind of coming into focus. We see us drinking at a bar and having fun. We see us running away, both of us kind of damaged. We can go back and forth on this, but I want there to be a montage moment of
Sure.
everything we've been through.
It's just all these exploits and good times in various bars on a variety of worlds, and just all manner. Maybe having a meal somewhere, watching a sunrise together, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ending on this quiet moment where we had just managed to escape the most wild situation. There's a fire going on behind us, and we are both laughing somewhat hysterically, the kind of, oh my god, I can't believe we survived, and we're alone in the night with this fire lighting us from behind, and there's stars all above us.
Is this a romantic moment, or is this just a good buddy movie moment?
I think it's like a deep connection, tending towards romance,
Okay.
a love that was there.
Yeah, and then maybe the last shot is just kind of the two of you just exchanging these looks.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So all right. So we see that sort of unfolds here as you spend that Benny and this, as you make the eye contact, and all of these memories pass in between you, and then what is it that you're trying to do then?
I didn't think that far. I think persuade.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful shit right there.
I wanted to influence the story. I wanted to do the thing. I think trying to persuade if there is still something to persuade.
Oh no! Oh wait, say it again because you froze.
I'm trying. If there is still something to persuade, then I'm trying to persuade.
Okay. You definitely are. Okay, so you're making eye contact, and that happens, and then he looks at you, and he says, and he kind of glances around at it's almost like a slow motion moment as we see Rawl coming out of the darkness and tearing these two ram pythons, as apart as Spaz is kind of trying to tend to his wounds. And then there's the duel going on the stage, and it all has kind of slowed down, and he looks at you and he says, I've got the codes.
And a smile just slowly spreads on Chaos's face. And he says, we're gonna make it.
Okay, go ahead and make me a, that was beautiful. That was just beautiful. Make me make me a persuasion roll.
Alrighty, let's see. I'm gonna spend a Benny to re-roll that. That's a 5.
5. All right. So you say to him, "We're gonna make it," and he like pulls out essentially the equivalent of a 23rd century flash drive, and he winks at you and he says, "Damn right, let's go."
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So Kobe has disappeared. Like Spaz, you're looking around. You cannot see Kobe. You suspect he may have used a matrix power of some sort. You can hear the sounds of what is probably some more guards approaching. You're still fighting your duel, Rage, but it is clear which way the wind is blowing here at this moment. So, Rage, Ekoth looks at you, and he's hurting, and he looks around and he says, "What's it going to be? Are you going to flee with your friends, or are we going to finish this here? Because they may flee, but you're not going to get away. But you have a chance to go. What do you want to do?"
I agree. They're going to get away. But if you had remembered what it was truly to be Eridani, you would have been able to abandon yourself in combat. And I will strike him one more time.
All right, and go ahead and make me a persuasion roll before you do that.
Persuading. That would be a negatory with a 2.
Did we get? I thought. Oh, I got a Benny. Thank you, Rue.
Rue, I believe, gave everybody a Benny.
Oh, did she?
She
Well, thank
did.
you.
She
you go.
packed the.
All right. Do you want to keep that 2, or do you want to use Benny?
I'll try again. I'll try
a little
again.
better.
Okay, there we go. So at least a success with a 4 and a 2 on top of it, so a 6.
6. You say those words, and it seems to wash over him. Something does. Whether it is maybe he's realizing what he did, or realizing that you're his better. Either way, he basically he lowers his blade and kind of pushes his chest and neck forward and closes his eyes. And he speaks to you in Iridani, and he basically says, "I surrender to the Sword Saints. Do what you must."
Okay, so 1 second here. I just wanted to look up something. Are there more people still fighting?
No, at this point, it's sort of, this is kind of happening while everything else is going on around. You can hear, it sounds like reinforcements are coming. It looks like Chaos and Wegu have something, like they've either made up, resolved, you're not sure, but they're together, they're not in combat. Spaz has recovered, and Rawl is probably hacking up a hair and blood ball from what she just went through.
I'm just snarling at the one dude left standing there, just de-entangled himself, hoping he'll run.
Yeah, there's the one Ram Python who clearly is like, he's like trying to finish getting unstuck and back off.
I will strike him down, but it'll be a blow to, a thrust forward, and I will look at him and I'll say, "It isn't what you did was wrong. It's that when you choose to live by something, you must also choose to die by something. And then we become a stronger people." And I pull the sword out and walk away.
And as you're pulling, that was also beautiful. as you're pulling the sword out, his eyes were closed as you thrust it in, but he opens his eyes and he makes this eye contact with you, and you realize that he's acknowledging your rightness of what you said, as it relates to Iridani culture, as his body then drops. So the 5 of you, with the codes intact, I'm assuming, unless anybody wants to do any last things before you escape.
Just make sure that the Siserac men make it to the ship.
Yep. You radio ahead to them to meet you there, and you kind of go down through. It's actually much easier to get out than it was to get in. Yes.
Oh, sorry. Can I grab the most expensive looking liquor from the shelf on my way out?
Oh gosh, yes. Please do.
Okay,
Please
cool.
do.
Yeah,
Yes.
grab it. Just
Spaz also grabs like an empty bottle, looks around at the room, and just says out loud, "This one's for you, Kobe." And then walks out with it.
Nice. Grabbing the expensive bottle, by the way, that is such an Orion thing to do. I absolutely love that. We'll take this and we're going to totally party with this later. So
Hey, is that the shotgun in your pocket, or are you just happy to see Wagyu?
shotgun. Both.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
He's happy to see me. Clicks his
Well,
little
obviously, he just called shotgun so he can sit next to you.
He turns around and kind of gives you a high five as you're fleeing. Well done. And the 5 of you zip down out of Ekoth's tower and make your way to the ship and actually get in the ship without any issues whatsoever. And you take off, and the ship rockets into space, and you see yourselves going up, and you're beginning to break through the atmosphere. And just as you're doing that, there's a burst of static, and the little holo projector in the cockpit, and you're all kind of in the cockpit there, kind of pops up, and you see the warden's face, and it's on the hologram, and he says, "Don't bother responding. This is merely a holographic message. I would like to congratulate you on what you've accomplished. Of course, I wouldn't be good at my job if I didn't have plans within plans. So unfortunately, this is going to be the extent of your success." And you see several monitors kind of like flicker, and then a countdown begins to click, one after another, as it winds down. And then the warden begins to laugh in that really annoying Fentari sort of laugh. What do you guys want to do?
Are there parachutes?
You're a little far up for parachutes, but there might be.
All right, we're in space.
Spaz looks around, kind of panicking, and goes, "I got this." And he snaps his fingers and opens the tree fort upside down, of course, so the warden and all his fluid like gushes out onto the floor.
Back down in the tower, or is the tree fort with you?
No, it's with me.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's
All
like
right.
it's a portable pocket dimension. And I just look at him and I go, if you don't stop that countdown, you are now going to die too.
He's gasping for air as he's now totally disassociated from the fluid, and you can just see him going. And one of his little tendrils and his tongue comes up. I don't think he's speaking, says Wago. I'm pretty sure he's not speaking, and I don't know. I don't know how he's doing this or what's going on. He's like trying to access some of his systems.
Yeah, I want to try a hacking check.
All right, make me a hacking roll. Raw, what are you doing?
What does he seem to? Does he seem like he's trying to reach for keys?
Who, the warden? No, it
Yeah.
just seems like he's trying to get. He's trying to basically breathe. even though
Oh,
he's a methane breather, so that makes it even more difficult for him.
I'll bat his head around the floor.
Okay.
Can I hit him with a methane injection?
Yes, you can. So you're Rawls ball of yarning it. You're stabbing him with a methane injection. Rage, what are you
Trying
doing?
to get him.
Fine, I'll stop.
I guess I'm going to look around and see if I can find something that explodes, and hope
Make
that
me a
I.
note. Make me a notice roll. What'd you get on your hacking roll? A
A
7.
7.
You dash to a terminal, Chaos, and your fingers just start flying over the keys, and it looks like you're beginning to navigate your way through systems because you think you might be on the track. What'd you get on your notice roll?
Had to find it first. Thankfully, I do have notice.
Under his breath, Chaos is
Ooh.
saying, "We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it."
We better make it. We better make it.
That
make it
is
after all.
11.
An 11. You're looking around immediately. You don't find anything, so you decide to dash out of the cockpit. You run. Rage, you're charging down one of the hallways, and you get kind of to the main bay area, and then you see this faint glow behind a panel. You reach over there and just rip it off, and you can see the explosive charge that's there. You reach for it to try and either like pull it out or deactivate it, and just as you reach for it, there's a bright flash as you feel a wave of heat come over you. The rest of you in the cockpit, you hear this horrendous noise coming from deeper within the ship, and as you turn to look, just as you nail the injection into the warden's skull, and Chaos, you go, I found it. And then at that moment, flames just come in and consume the cockpit as the ship explodes. And everything goes dark. And a few moments later, your eyes flick gently open, and you're surrounded by a pale glow, and you're not really even sure where you are or what's happening. And your eyes are slowly beginning to adjust to the light. And as you blink and return to consciousness, you're not sure, a face leans over and puts itself in your line of sight. And this face bears a striking resemblance to the face that you saw in the cave in the previous session, or the face that you saw in the crowd as you did various things last session. Looks very familiar. Is got a darker tone to his skin, Asian features, and he smiles warmly at you, and he says, "Oh, you've awoken. That's good. That's good." And he comes to each one of you and places a hand very gently kind of on your respective chests. Are you feeling okay?
I look down at my body if I can.
You look down and your body is there. You do have restraints, and you've got a few tubes going into you, but you seem to be no worse for wear, and the same is true for each of you. And for you, Rage specifically, he smiles again very warmly, and he says, "Don't worry. You're within reach of your blade. It's just down by your feet. We know that's a respectable distance. That part of your integrity is intact, my friend."
Please explain what's going on before I destroy you and everything around you.
Snarl, snarl.
Do I see Wegu?
You do not see Wegu. You look around, you do not see Wegu. And as the four of you look around, you all see each other, and you're kind of arranged in a circle around a central console, and you're all in like these little med beds. And This man, he goes around and he says, "Yes, of course, I'll be happy to explain. Please sit up. Are you any of you thirsty? Are you okay?
Are we thirsty?
If you want to be, you certainly can.
Did we die?
Snarl, snarl.
Did you die? Well, no. But in there, and he points to the console that is in between, or is in the middle of the four of you. In there, you did, but it was kind of the end of the simulation.
You're the thing I saw in the Matrix.
Oh, yes, that's right. You were pushing against us. That was difficult. We had to do some quick programming on the fly. That was very resourceful. Well done. Well done.
Why are we here?
Oh, well, a number of reasons. And a nurse comes around and hands you each a glass of water and maybe a small plate of whatever your species version of saltines might be. He says, well, there's if there was anything that was true within your simulation, you all were indeed in prison. In fact, actually, you're all still in prison. And he looks over. It looks over to a little chronometer on the wall, and he says, "Actually, the warden should be here soon." He says, "However, the four of you were deemed as being potential candidates to do a little bit of a loyalty test, to see if your sentence could be commuted. And I'm happy to report all of you, well, you all passed to a varying degree. I mean, there are some outcomes we're hoping for, but I think that we can consider this test to be a success." And the door to the medical room that you're in slides open, and a Fentari walks through with a very familiar face, and it's the warden once again. And he kind of smiles in the way that Fentari kind of smile. They can't really smile well. It's kind of one of those, where they get their teeth out, and he says, "Well, Dr. Kobe, how did it go?" And he looks to the four of you. They passed. And the warden steps forward, and his forearms sort of gesticulate in the air, and he says, "Sounds excellent. I'm more than happy to commute your sentence, but we have one more mission for you to undergo, and you've clearly proven that you're loyal. So as long as you're willing, we'll send you on this mission, and you're free to go. What do you say?" And that, unless you have a good comeback, that is where we will end the escape.
Very well done.
Awesome, man.
I can't top that. I'm not even going to try.
All right.
This time it's Spaz that puts a hand over Rawl's muzzle so she doesn't say something dumb.
And yeah, that's the end of the escape. You survived the sim. You proved yourself loyal. You could get your sentence commuted. Who knows what the mission is that you'd have to undertake, but I'm sure it would be one that would be equally as dangerous. So well done, you guys. And yeah, that's the end. So chat, thank you for showing up. We're going to go around here, and you guys absolutely take a moment to please plug yourself, plug your projects, and we'll talk about what's coming up next. So let's actually we'll end with John, since he actually is kind of in charge of the whole thing. So Stevie, go ahead.
So you can find me at Gigglebutch on Twitter, and as you can tell, I'm a romantic at heart, so I also have a game out there called Our Flag Means Kiss. So if you want more romance but themed in pirates and, the sea and all that that could be fun. And I was just really excited to be a part of this and had a lot of fun.
That was yes. The that was a just a beautiful romantic scene. I really really liked that. That was great. Rev,
Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun. My stuff is down below. I have nothing to plug for myself, so I'm going to plug Rook and Rasp swag at T Public. Look at that. Super soft, super great. Get yourself one from a variety of different games.
beautiful. Kaylee,
You can find me on Twitter at AnimeGirl, ANIMEIGRRL. And coming back next month, you can find me over on the Identico show Chaos Incorporated, where we begin our season 2. And later this fall, you'll be able to hear me on season 8 of the Redemption podcast.
cannot recommend that podcast enough. It's very good. It's good Star Wars, for sure.
Just one.
Um,
We only have one.
just one. There's only one Star Wars, and it's
Yep.
on Redemption. Absolutely. Myself, you see my Twitter handle. That's where I mostly hang out. I have two Savage Worlds Deadlands actual play podcasts. One is set in the Weird West, regular Deadlands. The other one's set Deadlands Noir. It's so and you can find that information on me handles. And yeah, I think that's it. So, John, anything? What's coming up next for Rook and Rasp here over the weekend?
All right. Well, so for the most part, our Saturdays have always been seriously let's play since we started up the network, but we are actually taking a 2 month break on it, which is our first break for that series ever. But it's con season. A lot of us are going to be around, going off to cons, working them, and things like that. So that is why it will relaunch in August, coming back, I believe, with Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and also we're talking about doing Anima Beyond Fantasy, bringing back that game for one shot as well. So that will be a lot of fun. We also have next week, we have Hecking Good Doggos coming back for its finale on Tuesday. And then, for the most part, a lot of things will be off air with the channel. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on our Discord instead for people to come hang out and, get to know everybody a little bit more behind the scenes. Our next quarter should start up our next seasons, and that's also in, I believe, July to August for our shows, our Star Trek, The Adventures. I can't remember the name of that one, but our Star Trek Adventure game is coming back that month. Our Call of Cthulhu, which is the Voyages of is our Star Trek game. Call of Cthulhu, we will be back with Orient Express, and that's our Illuminated Page series. And very soon here, within the next month or so, depending on timing, because con season again, we will be having our grand finale of Ninja Crusade, which has been going for as a podcast and as an actual play for almost 5 years.
Oof,
So
jeez.
yeah,
Wow.
it's gonna
Nice.
be a heck of a thing. So that's what we got going on. But back to you to shut it, close it out, Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. In our little private chat, John just pointed out that basically this team has kind of become the A team, which is absolutely true. So that's very cool. I like that. That's a great way to end it. So yeah, thank
Rage,
you.
just get on the VTOL. It'll be okay.
Pay to the fool.
I ain't flying.
Um, yeah, and don't forget, of course, to check out the Battlelords, Savage Worlds Battlelords Kickstarter, which is on Kickstarter at least now for the next month or so. So yeah, check that out. And yeah, this has been great. So yeah, thank you for those of you who showed up consistently for the escape. Thank you for watching. And I don't have a clever witty thing to end with. I did lift with the legs last time, so I don't know. I don't know. Brush your teeth again, I guess would be the best thing I could say. So, all right, have a good weekend, everybody, and we'll see you out there.
Night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.